players now maybe not want to challenge him.
So
beautifully
good.
done, and he tosses the name down. Double kill for Bound. The man is a savage.
Pushing towards Arcade, and dead zone. Continues to do damage.
Gets two.
But Complexity try as they might, but they run into Stella. Oh.
Formal, you filthy animal.
Going in, and they know there's players at max. What they do? They get it, no scope.
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. 3 days of action here in Salt Lake City, and the crowd is hyped for this one. It's SSG, Spacestation Gaming, the hometown team, going up against the green wall, trying to break that second place curse.
And you always had the feeling it was going to be these two at this major. It just felt right coming off of the back of Atlanta that we would see these two teams, but as you heard, in a little bit of a different setting. OpTic Gaming coming in from the winner's side of the bracket. Spacestation Gaming will need to back-to-back to take the championship. We're underway in game number one.
Well, here we go then. Game number one in front of our eyes. We're going to have a little bit of King of the Hill to play. Recharge going to be the first map that we find in front of our eyes as Trippy, who had a fantastic series, I will also highlight, the last time that we saw him on our main stage. It's going to allow Formal to grab that first camo. Now, OpTic with an early advantage here, playing for that shock rifle we would imagine in a few seconds as well, but early control, even though the camo has been picked up by OpTic, seems to be going the way of SSG.
Formal trying to slow play this. We'll see if he can avoid the trade. No. Legend going to come out with a trade, so he certainly will have the advantage out of that one. Keeping an eye on the shock. Notice that Formal did not grab the shock because they were too dead. Instead, tried to clear out gold first if he was able to. In the end, now on board with the Eco under heavy pressure in Whirlpool.
Enemy team took the hill.
Trades at the moment, Stella inside of that hill, but Formal's going to pick up one, which is going to create an opening, and Formal and Lucic will combine in order to make Space Station only have the one player alive. He's going to be dealt with as well. It's a clean wipe coming in from OpTic Gaming. All of SSG find themselves in the respawn screen.
Very nicely done there. Already control spawns coming up for them. They're a little bit staggered here, so we'll see if OpTic can get the first pick once again. But take a look at the progress as the Let's Go OpTic chant starts in the building.
You thought there was some boos as they walked out. Well, let me tell you, there's always OpTic fans wherever OpTic Gaming are. And they are making some noise right now, and why wouldn't you, with over 2/3 of this first hill already capped. Dead Zone putting some good damage down onto Eco. He's going to find a pretty simple kill, you would imagine, inside of this. Maybe looking to create something a little bit more fancy. Oh. There's one for Dead Zone, make it two. And that's going to be more control here for OpTic.
Bound your last player alive on top gold. That means OpTic can hold. They can pinch him here on the bottom of gold stairs. That will be more time. Only about a few ticks away from taking the first hill.
Bound's forced to challenge inside of that hill. Eco's going to get some good shots across map, though, to help him at least flush OpTic out of the hill for a few seconds, delaying what feels like the inevitable at this point. OpTic having to look for some more kills. 2 dead here for SSG.
Trippy could not find that kill, and then in the end it's going to get away, but still some very good damage here. Lucid versus Bound in a 1v1. Bound will win that one, so not over just yet. They only need to step in just once here. It's a camo grab for Trippy.
However, Trippy and Dead Zone are last alive, and SSG actually made a really good play to just work with that clock on their side. They wrapped through pipes, they got a few kills, and then they jump in and get a couple of kills when it really does matter. Legend in that 1v1, Trippy wins it, and with the camo has a huge amount of responsibility.
What does Trippy do here? Gets dinged a little bit more.
Chipped.
Let's see if he can get in here. Big 1v1.
Tries to buy the time, tries to get the kill, gets the kill, but we'll be taken out inside of that hill. Lucy will step in now, and surely that means that OpTic Gaming will secure this first hill. They're up 1-0.
Brilliant patience there from Trippy. A lot of players would have panicked under that position. Do you just go straight for the hill? Do you try to get a back whack on the hill guy? Instead, he takes his time. He wins the battle at gold. He gets some help on the hill as well, and in the end, it's Lucid who secures that first hill. The man on your screen here, OpTic Gaming up 1-0.
2 players from SSG are going to flood. It's actually 3 players who try and deal with Lucid, and deal with them they will. OpTic find themselves 3 dead, and Formal one of the last players alive for a few moments. Shock rifle also, as you can tell from the point of view of Formal, will be in the hands of SSG. It's Eco who's looking to line up some heads.
Worth mentioning, aside from that one shot kill that happened to Batledge, it has not really been a factor yet in the game. We'll see if Eco can really step things up here, get his team right back into this with the shock in hand.
Not going to be able to quite connect with Trippy. Oof, does certainly connect with the second shot, though. Lucy going to be challenging Eco, trying to line it up. The Commando is just chipping away at his shield, so going to be forced to retreat for just a few seconds. But the biggest story here is that SSG now have half of that second hill capped.
3 dead, 4 dead, actually. Formal's your first spawner here. He's on the sneaky, so this will be continued time for SSG, especially if they get the 5th kill on Formal here as well.
SSG is starting to find a little bit of momentum here. OpTic really struggling to break this hill, and you can see they're now just a few moments away from tying this game up at 1-1.
It's a brilliant hold here. We'll see if they start to make a bottom middle push. I don't even know if they have the time or the angles.
You have to wonder if OpTic are looking to give this one up, and that might be the case. Deadzone might be looking to make a little last-second hero play, bottom middle, front stacks. But it's not going to be able to make that play happen. It's going to be one-to-one now as we see the grapple. But it's straight into the clutches of Eco. He'll collect that as well as the killing spree.
And it's 4 dead. Eco will now fly all the way in here, block the elevator spawns. Bound gets a camo as well. It's terrible timing for OpTic Gaming to go 4 dead. And on the other side of that, of course, perfect execution from SSG to not only secure the point, also secure 4 dead, the grapple, as well as the camo. They've got all the toys right now.
Bound versus Deadzone. Bound's going to win that one. The camo just let him get that first shot opportunity, and when he had it, what did he take it? Looking for a trade in this situation, doesn't come in, but his teammates there. It's OpTic 3 dead again, and for the last 60 seconds or so, it's been complete and utter domination of that kill feed in the favor of SSG.
They've been in the blender, has OpTic Gaming. Spacestation now outslaying as well, 30-24 in total in the game, and it's very good progress on hill number 3 for them. Legend now looking to get a bad ledge angle, but he gets punished right away. Good awareness from OpTic to make sure the shock is not grabbed for free, but still additional time on the board here for Spacestation.
Here comes Deadzone. Somehow he's managed to break through pipes there, playing off of the damage of his teammates. OpTic find themselves 2 dead, but SSG also find themselves with only 2 alive. So equal numbers on the map at the moment, but Deadzone will turn them now into the favor of OpTic Gaming. A little bit of time finally on the board, but as I say that, SSG do force a couple of players out, but OpTic look like they have control of the elevator and the pipes right now as they finally step inside that hill.
Been keeping a really close eye on the kill feed here. Spacestation was being outslayed 20-13 at the opening of the game. They are now outslaying 32-29. It's a huge swing from them, but still a little bit more work to do to secure the 3rd hill.
SSG do have half of this hill captured at the moment, but OpTic, like I mentioned previously, have pretty good setup on the map, but Bound jumping and bouncing around and manages to hit the shots while he's doing so. That's going to take Deadzone out of the hill. OpTic find themselves 4 dead,
4 dead,
just like that. And SSG step back into that hill.
Well, what a turnaround from SSG, as I said, after being outslayed by 7 off the opening. That's not easy to come back from. But just like that, you get the feeling it's ticks away from them securing this one, the go-ahead hill, to now lead 2-1.
OpTic in the same position. Do they push? Do they hold for next? SSG are going to force their hands here as they will capture that hill, go up 2-1 in this game. And that shroud screen just kept the camo in the hands of OpTic. Trippy will get away with it thanks to the help of the teammate.
3 dead. Eco was your last player alive here. As you said, Trippy with a big opportunity. 2:24 left in the game and camo in hand. Can he start to break the opening here? Make sure they get the kills, off of the respawns as well.
You see the respect that both teams have for each other at the moment. SSG know there's a camo player about. They know they don't have control of the power-ups. So they're not trying to overextend at any point, knowing that Trippy is going to be in a position to suddenly get those first shots down, but even from C-Plat to Turbine, seems like SSG's eyes are working quite well.
Yeah, great drop to bait out the camo there. Timing, no camo in play. Really a factor at all. There's just a little bit of time on the board for OpTic. And Bound now with shock in hand. He gets dinged back though. Has to retreat here. Actually, of course, he peeks again. Very Bound-esque of him. Somehow gets away with the peek as well, as he has a flank coming in from C-Plat.
OpTic will find themselves with only 4 more alive. It's SSG whose patience pays off. No one was really able to do anything for OpTic, even though Trippy had that camo to play with. And it was SSG who just bought the time, and now, off the back of it, have managed to secure an element of control on the map here towards that hill. But I think something to note here is almost a minute has gone past since that camo was picked up and since that new hill has come up. And look at the progress from both teams.
Yeah.
Barely any.
Big important thing that happened off screen. We got to his POV just a second late. Legend actually with a triple kill just now, which really slowed any opportunity down. Even though you saw Bound get punished for peeking again with the shock, Legend getting a triple kill off screen certainly slows down the OpTic aggression, but they're scoring once again. Not anymore.
Okay. Lucid said it's time to start getting control of this game, and he's going to do it himself with his shock rifle. First time we've really seen it impact the game. Eco's going to get tickled as OpTic double stack this hill. You see the push from the tower side and towards the back of blue is the play from Space Station. Nobody able to really make any impactful movement up the map for SSG at the moment. It's because of the angles that are just being held by Lucid.
Can Legend get away with his camo? It'd be huge if he does. This is big. 2 dead for OpTic. 55 seconds left on the clock.
And are SSG thinking about playing the clock here? Are they thinking about playing time and forcing OpTic's hand? Great shots coming in from Legend, just holding down this big door on the long haul. Lucid will find one, though, just to even the numbers up for a second. But if you're looking at positioning on the map, you're looking at where OpTic are. They are so far away from that hill that but the clock is starting to hurt them. It's just 30 seconds left, and everybody who's trying to cross at the moment is just being cut down by Legend.
Notice they've been playing time this entire time. It's going to be 3 dead there for the side of SSG. Eco's the last player alive. SSG has been playing time for the last 40 seconds. Will this come to bite them?
OpTic do have these long haul spawns, but that big piece of communication that there's a one-shot player about to jump up is gleefully received by Eco as he will get that pick. And every pick that goes their way, they inch closer and closer to closing out this game. However, you can also see in the feed that Eco's now trying to survive. And survive he won't, because 3 members are now down on SSG, and OpTic is still in this hill.
OpTic Gaming, look at this. That was 3 dead. You got to look at the ticks. This is it. Spacestation Gaming tries to play time there, but they're not going to be able to do it here. The second hill will go for OpTic Gaming with just 11 seconds left. Spacestation Gaming is punished for trying to play the clock early.
And Formal now all of a sudden looks like he wants to take this game over himself. 4 seconds left on that game clock, and we will go into overtime here. Trippy stood in that bottom middle hill. Will be a good push from Stella and some beautiful shots alongside it to flush him out. But let's talk about the composure from OpTic in those final moments.
What a game 1 to start this series. This is unbelievable. As you say, OpTic Gaming playing it cool, calm, and collected. They had to slay about 2 full rounds of slays to get that hill comfortably. And as we said, they only had 11 seconds in the end to do it. And they get that second hill. Now the next one will win.
Dead zone. Can't quite connect with the head, and now Stella, for the first time in this series, finds himself with a power weapon. This man was putting on the show of all shows in the previous series, and maybe he's looking to add another chapter to it.
What can this man do? I called him backstage as well. He said, today, I'm feeling good. Other days, not so good. Today, he's hitting the shots, and he's not done yet.
Lucid's going to challenge. Still has his shields broken as OpTic find themselves 2 dead, but SSG also find themselves in a similar position. The fact that this bottom middle hill is the one that's going to decide where this game goes makes it even more unpredictable in what way this game is going to swing. It's such an easy hill to contest in comparison to some of the others.
Could not agree more. If you had to pick one gauntlet, one bloodbath to end this game number 1, it is undoubtedly this bottom middle hill right now. 1 dead for each side.
Lucid with this commando as well is just chipping away his shields. 3 dead on either side at the moment. It's a 1v1 momentarily on the map. Legend just trying to survive on the stacks here, hoping that no frag grenades are going to finally take him into the death screen, and just using the geometry of those stacks to avoid any splash damage. Great in-game knowledge, quite simply from Legend.
Yeah, really nicely done there to hit that just slightly higher ledge to make sure the frags didn't take him down. 3, though, do fall for Spacestation Gaming. Could it be the 4th here? Lucid takes him down. 4 dead for SSG.
And it's not very often you see Legend losing those kind of 1v1s. But he will be the final player to fall, and OpTic Gaming now halfway to capturing this bottom middle hill. Remember, we are in sudden death. Next point wins here. OpTic in full control.
Keep an eye on the kill feed. 2 fall for OpTic Gaming. Kills are traded out just a bit though. Lucid's your last player alive here.
And maybe SSG have taken a little bit of inspiration from OpTic on that final hill, showing that they've got some resilience. They've got some heart to send this the distance. Trey comes in at the back of blue. 22 seconds left on that clock. Remember, next hill will win. Bounder's found himself a shock rifle, and that one is fresh off the rack.
Oh my God, is this nervy. Look at the game clock here. 10 seconds before we would go into a tie here. Can anyone jump in the hill and close this one out?
Shock rifle will be down. OpTic find themselves 2 dead. Make it 3 dead as Stella finds another one, and this could be a big moment. Last player alive is trapped over at the pipes. But we are going to see the time tick down and get this one going again.
From them, but now we are back in here. We're getting confirmation here from League Ops. It will be first to 2 hills that will win this game here. We're underway.
Well, the break just gets us in a position to set this series up even more. Off the rip, it's going to be 3 dead, though, for OpTic Gaming. And like you said, Andy, for those who are watching, wondering what the reset rules are going to be, first to 2 hills here on King of the Hill Recharge will take home the first map of this series. Speaking of taking things home first, it's going to be Eco who gets the first camera of the game.
See what he can do here. Big moment in the game, without a doubt. Only playing to 2 just really changes the dynamic here. That first hill is just completely different than you would have seen in the regulation play.
Eco just trying to buy time at the moment. Doesn't want to step in that hill himself because he'll give away the position of where that camo player is going to be. Trippy's going to poke. He's going to shoulder. But it's going to be Eco who continues to rapid fire and now turns 1 into 2. Beautiful use of that camo. That's going to be OpTic Gaming with 2 dead.
Now over to Balin, the man who's been performing not just today, but this entire weekend. Unbelievable stats in a lot of the games where he's taken his team all the way through. How can he step up in a big way to make sure that they start this series off with a win?
One thing I've noticed in this game is that Lucid likes to use that commando. He's always got it in his hand. Somehow Bound is still alive, by the way. Finally, he's going to be taken down as it'll be 2 dead on either side, and it's a very similar story to what we saw on the last hill, because before we had the reset, because there's barely any progress from either side. The amount of respect that and teams know if they go 3 or 4 dead, that they could be the whole hill going away.
I couldn't agree more. Everyone who's watching, who's watched a lot of competitive Halo Infinite, you will notice that this is definitely a little bit of a more nervy start, just like you said, Mark. Neither team wanting to be the one that finds themselves 3 dead right now with 2v2 on the map.
Lucy going to be taken down to no shields. Needs to peek from this Bat Legend in second. Formal is going to get another one though, and Bound is now last alive. And SSG is spawning away from this hill. Camo coming up though. And OpTic look like they're turning their attention maybe from the hill towards that power-up. Now they can essentially do both though, because they managed to pick up 3 kills, make it 4 kills as Lucid extends down that long haul, and now they have full control. They're inside of that hill, and as you can see from the point of view of Lucid, Dead Zone has the camo as well.
Big, big moment here for Dead Zone as well, especially if they can get the opening damage here and the opening pick, they will secure this hill.
Enemy on the score.
Dead Zone has the flank on these players in tower as well. They're going to be the most dangerous ones to deal with here for OpTic Gaming. And with 2 in the death screen, SSG might be finding more. Bound is last alive, but he's nowhere near this hill. And OpTic Gaming will go up 1-0, 1 hill more, and they will be a Game 1 winners.
Beautifully managed from Dead Zone. You might have thought maybe he needed to do a bit more in that scenario. No, he doesn't go for the back whack. He doesn't try to get fancy with it. He just starts shooting right away and dealing damage. They secure the first hill.
Trippy's found himself the shock as well. And SSG find themselves 3 dead once again. It's been a really solid start to this restart. As Trippy tries to use the trapeze skills to try and get away, but unfortunately will get cut down, but at least gets that shock rifle back towards where his teammates can pick it up.
Dead Zone was your last player alive. Formal actually spawns a window Stellar with
Shots
gorgeous,
just insane.
gorgeous shots from distance here from Stellar. That will now give even more momentum and control and an opportunity for SSG to get on the board here.
It's one thing to be able to 5 someone in front of you when you don't have to zoom in, but when you're essentially just continually zooming in across map between shots and still hitting every single one of them, that just tells you everything you need to know about the skill that Stella has. SSG are answering back here, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, on that score ticker. They're getting very, very close to closing out this hill, but losing 2 members just as you're about to do so is going to give OpTic an opportunity.
Ooh, Stellar on the sneaky. He knows there's a lot of responsibility here. He needs to try to get help or win a 1v1. He's going to go for the 1v1 option.
Oh!
Leave it to him! He also flies right in and not done yet. Gets additional damage for the spawners.
Big from Trippy though, just to shut down Stella in that situation. Even though he had a shield advantage, when you've got Stella full of adrenaline flying at you after just 5ing one of your teammates, holding on to the advantage that you have, so important to do. Now another opportunity. This time he can't make it work as Legend will burst through, but Dead Zone is there for the trade.
It's just a battle of the back of C versus the front of C here. Just constant action here at the bottom. The hill will go. Spacestation Gaming on the board. We're tied 1-1. The next hill will win.
So scrappy, but it is SSG who flood it. And SSG who will get that point on the board. Now we move towards the turbine. Green gun in the hands of a member of OpTic Gaming. It's going to be Formal who puts that one to use to find the kill. But now you see the flood and the collapse coming in from SSG from the pipes. OpTic find themselves 2 dead.
Legend knows a lot of responsibility here. If he starts to engage, he needs to make sure he has the help, and he does right now with Eco. They should easily be able to 2v1 this, and they do. They'll start to score here. 1 dead for OpTic Gaming.
OpTic spawning over at Blue Tower as well. So now,
oh my.
Legend not only can stand inside of that hill, but he could continue to pepper people. But he's got no one to shoot. And if you're wondering why, it's because everybody on OpTic Gaming is in the death screen. It's a wonderful hold coming in from SSG.
A perfect wipe. And for the first time in the game, Spacestation actually takes the lead in slays as well. They're outslaying just by 3, 34-31.
Half of that hill is in the control of SSG. And they are closing in now on a map 1 victory. Lucid is going to be taught a lesson. Dead Zone might be next.
That's it. There's no pressure. That's going to be it.
It took us going to overtime. But it looks like SSG might be in a position to close this one out. Just a few more ticks needed, but OpTic is showing once again that you can't count your chickens until they've hatched here. Finally, it will be Stella flying in. Finally, the kills will come in. And finally, SSG will close out map number 1. Going into this grand final.
It really does. I think it also speaks to exactly what we've been talking about him in Atlanta, right? There's a different tier that we're reaching with Formal. I think Formal plays with this just absolutely kind of nothing to lose style. He will fly in, he will get kills he's not meant to get, but this seems like a different level of professional focus Formal, right? He's sick of second place. He's going to come out, he's going to be the most vocal. He's going to be amazing comms in game, and he's also going to be top of the leaderboard. We're underway in game number 2.
Well, let's watch a little bit of Formal to start off our game number 2. Spacestation Gaming find themselves up by 1. after a King of the Hill win on Recharge, but now we find ourselves onto live fire. And I want to really highlight something that Wes was talking about on the desk, the importance of that sniper rifle. They have to keep it out of the hands of Stellar.
Yeah, already you saw from the we had the POV from the top of the tower, right? Dead Zone right away chases Stellar down to bottom middle. You are not coming away with this weapon cleanly. In the end, we'll keep a close eye on that sniper rifle, but I already like what I'm seeing from OpTic Gaming to not allow for the free grabs.
Well, here it is. It's in the hands of Lucid, and if it's not going to be in the hands of Stellar and OpTic, that's probably step number one. Get it in the hands of this guy, because he could do things like that! Goodness me, Lucid. Special players on our main stage.
Popping off already, and you get the feeling there's going to be a lot more of that where this came from. Legend tries a shot of his own on the key door, narrowly misses. Oh, look at the help that comes in!
Eco from the heavens! Keeps Legend alive, and now Legend has a go with a sniper rifle. Formal, though, has managed to grab the camo here for OpTic. So you have a sniper rifle on one side, you have the camo on the other, but it's SSG who do have the lead here.
Big moment in the game. OpTic trailing by just a few. What can Formal do with the camo in hand?
He's just going to get chipped by a grenade here and almost got spied out, but turns his attention away to focus onto Bound. Tries that instant spray around the corner. All of SSG are trapped in the garage, but now they are team firing and absolutely rip Formal down.
Just a second off the pace there. Somehow Formal just goes just a second early and gets individually isolated by Stellar, and they're not able to get the team shot that they wanted there on Big Door.
One thing they do though is play off the back of that, right? The distraction comes in, they manage to get that first kill SSG, but then the collapse from different angles comes in from OpTic Gaming, and we now find ourselves, after the power-up has expired, tied up at 9-9. Trippy with that kill though is going to give OpTic the most slender of advantages.
Slow play on this here. They knew the pressure was going to come from low. First grenade will not connect. Bound wants to get up close and personal, will be taken down and punished, but in the end, those kills will be traded out.
2v2 on the map at the moment. Where did that sniper rifle go? Was that the last of the ammo? Looks like Legend would have had the opportunity to pick it up, but doesn't have it in the inventory. Does exactly know the position of Dead Zone though, but fool me once, but not the second time around. Formal will use the same similar position to take him down.
Very nice peeks here from Formal.
Oh my.
Finishes the QTs out as well. Beautiful play here from Formal.
And what a turnaround this is. OpTic Gaming now starting to establish the most dominant lead that we've seen so far in this game, and Formal still has a little bit of QT to play with, which is why you're seeing him be so aggressive. But now that that has expired, he's going to be flanking behind Legend here. Legend has no idea, and it's a perfect flank for the timing because the camo's coming up now.
Perfect timing as well now with Trippy getting the camo to get into an OpTic Gaming listen, and they lead 20-13.
Green as well, green as well.
Dead.
Green.
Green. Yo, I have camo, guys. I have camo.
3 shots green.
Yo,
Tires weak. Tires weak. 3 shots mid. Top cuts, guys. Top cuts. Going top of the vent. Get out now, Joey. Get out. There was a guy green.
I have sniper camo.
Cement and pillars.
Nice.
Watch your big room.
Yo, bottom.
Cement and pillars. Okay, reset, guys. Joey has sniper.
Yo, A-plat. Watch out.
Kill that.
Absolute.
Go. Green.
Keto, watch out, melee.
Yo, rats on, guys. Rats on.
Yo, it's Obi. Last guy.
One mid cut.
Yo, bolsters up. I'm getting this. Okay, one elbow.
Yo, one guy top mid. In the vent, Joey.
Yo, big drop, bottom mid.
I'm coming up.
Watch out, Domino. Watch the door.
Okay, I'm gonna door. You guys here, watch me.
I won't Domino. I'm backing up. I'm getting out of here, Tommy. They could go bottom mid.
Watching bottom mid.
Watching top mid.
Yo, already out of safe plat. Nice.
On Obi, maybe? On Obi, nothing.
Yo, one guy pillar door.
I'm looking big, I'm looking meters in.
I think white box.
Yo, on Obi, guys, on Obi.
Turning around, looking at Obi. Back green.
I'm looking top
Are
mid.
you on Obi or what?
Yeah, on
Yo,
Obi.
tires and back green.
Sitting on Obi,
maybe.
maybe. Looking Keto.
Is he? Still?
I
nated it.
thought he was.
Bottom's coming up. Yo, I'm walking in.
Big door, legend down.
I'm coming
Let
right.
Matt could go. Chilling, I'm
Yo,
chilling.
bottom mid,
A-flat, guys.
Watch out bottom mid. You go bottom mid. I'll kill that guy.
Watch out, big door, legend. Two big door. Let's shot Sneaky. Yo, go tower. Go tower. Okay, listen. Legend has spawn on back green.
Going pillars.
One's in A-flat.
I'm watching training.
One on back green, legend.
How much snipe ammo do you have, Joey? I'm hiding bottom mid, guys. Okay. One guy Keydor, you saw me.
Quantum to the thing. I'll go trouble top. Yo, top mid on me. Legend. Watch out A-flat. Watch out back green.
Guy mid cut, I think.
Watch out A-flat.
Yo, mid cut, dummy.
Pushing dummies. Dummy door, one shot seller. Dummy door, 2 shot seller. I'm saying like 2 shot dummy door seller.
Mud maybe.
Run. Yo, top nest with Quantum.
Bullet cuts.
Watch out top nest. I don't know if he's Quantum. Yeah, he's absolutely
He's still here. Right here. Watching it plat.
I have a spawn.
Nice.
Watch out down. Watch out the mid absolute back. Looking tires.
I'm going tires.
I'm probably getting pushed by seller.
I'm nest with Tommy.
Looking tires.
Matt, you're alone. Strip play for trade.
I ran away. A-plat weak.
I'm watching big door.
Probably big dummy.
I'm watching it.
In the vent.
Big door now weak. You guys big door, both weak.
Yeah,
One shot. Back me up.
I'm looking bottom mid.
Let's go.
Camo now,
Go
Joey.
to flat, go to flat.
Watching bottom mid.
Go through Joey, go through Joey.
Alright, I'm gonna go back.
Make a play, make a
I'm
play.
middle, guys.
Look at top mid. Look at top mid. I'm
Watch
not
out,
dead.
Watching the
Stellar.
vent, watching the vent.
I'm in again.
Camo.
Two dead, two dead.
Look at Kevin.
I'll be in A,
Looking
I'll be in A. Yeah, they're in A, they're in A. I just
Yeah,
saw one.
pit,
Just one.
in the pit,
Screen
screens.
two, both here, both here, both. I'm both on
Eight
paper.
on, eight on.
One
Okay,
weeks,
guys.
1 week. Bounce outside small one.
Gonna spawn big.
Two shot,
They're
two
gonna
shot
spawn
here.
green.
Outside small window.
Guys, I'm
Still
going
window,
bottom
guys.
mid.
Watch out, watch out,
I can go rag.
Still
No
shot,
rag.
Watch out big door. Watch out big door. Watch out
Still
big
window,
door.
guys, still window.
Switch me. Screens.
Go, screen.
Screens.
Weak or weak, Nika.
Hit.
One shot window, guys.
Watch out window. Watch out window.
Door.
OpTic Gaming sounding absolutely dialed, and why wouldn't you? Up by 10 at this point in the game, and when you're looking at control of both power weapons, power-ups, it's all been OpTic in the last few moments.
Love what I heard also just in the small talk as well. Little things like Lucid's bottom middle, Trippy's watching the rat tunnel. Little things like watch me. That little small talk, they know exactly how to be on the same page with one another. A lot of presence here at A though together. Kills will be traded out.
Looking at the stats at the moment, and it's the old-school duo of Trippy and Lucid who are doing the work here for OpTic Gaming. 12 and 6 for Trippy, 11 and 4 for Lucid. And we mentioned what the key to success might be on this map, and especially when it comes to keeping Stellar quiet. Well, you can't really remember an opportunity that Stellar has had to even get his hands on a sniper rifle. EK will find one kill though, and maybe this is the start of something for SSG. It needs to be the start of something for SSG. But I mentioned that sniper rifle, and it's going to be Lucid who has it again.
Bodies as well. First one cleaned up, and the second one cleaned up as well by Lucid himself.
A lot of talk about Stellar, but Lucid is reminding us just what he can do on the main stage as well. There is no way on earth he hit that.
Unbelievable. Say his name and he will hit the shots. Not missing so much damage coming from him. Lucid is 14 and 4 and leads the team in assists.
Unbelievable run this from Lucid. Absolutely unbelievable. And now he puts OpTic. 9 kills, make it 8 kills away. You don't stop this kind of talent when he's playing like this.
Even additional damage there onto Eco on the sandbags. Unbelievable start here from Lucid. I would say start, but the game's almost over. They lead by 15.
And for SSG, now they know how everyone else has felt. Lucid has just been taking them apart with that sniper rifle. Dead zone flying in now for OpTic, looking for that 46th kill. And for SSG, it's been a lesson in how it feels to have that sniper rifle just peeling away at your heads.
Dead zone gets the trade as well on the window. That's 3 dead. Eco's your last player alive. Only 2 more kills here to go.
Well, game number 1 was hotly contested, but this one is OpTic Gaming's for sure. 1 more to go as Dead Zone will find the 49th. And Lucid, it has to be you, surely, to get the final one. And yes, indeed, Lucid will get the 50th. Empty the clip as well, as OpTic Gaming answer back and tie it up at 1-1.
In play, but guess what? Both teams know that the second you lose control of your own sniper, you're either going to have a Formal or a Lucid or a Stellar or a Bound with a full sniper, or each of them with a sniper on each side. So it could get very dangerous, very fast. We'll keep a close eye on that. And the overall meta here, just as these teams get ready to load in, taking a very close look at the opening battle and which team plays aggressor here in game number 3.
Game number 3 of our best of 7. In our grand finals, this is the go-ahead game for both teams. As we are tied up at 1-1, it was OpTic Gaming with a monstrous Slayer victory on live fire just a few moments ago, thanks to a man called Lucid, making some of the most insane plays that you could possibly imagine. But this man on your stage right now and on your screens at home, he can do something pretty similar as well.
Here it is, Lucid versus Stellar in the sniper battle. Oh. Stellar right away just challenges top tower.
Stellar wanted it. I'm not gonna lie, he wanted it bad.
Gonna rotate now, see if he can find some angles.
Already SSG flying forward, and I think the overshield was actually picked up by Bound. You can see he's taken down Stellar as well, although it's going to be an exchange of damage and an exchange of kills. So even though SSG tried to play aggressive, there's a pretty good hold! As we forgot that Trippy can use this thing as well.
Trippy says, I'll have a go. Picks up the sniper off of Lucid getting taken down, and now he's actually going to move all the way up here to mid on the banana to try to find some angles, now holding training and sword side.
Love the aggression from both teams at the start of this one. Everybody looking to get across the halfway line. That must have been about as close as a headshot. That's the top of the neck, if you're asking me. Unfortunately for Trippy, he's not going to have many more bullets to play with. Lucid's got 3, though.
See what he can do. Going to just retreat to an under bridge angle. I agree. Spacestation with some pretty wild green mid aggression coming out along as well to try to fly right in. And they were hoping, of course, that Stellar would hit the key shots that he needed to at the same time. In the end, he's taken down. OpTic Gaming tries a little bit of aggression on their own. Lucid connects with that first one and will be cleaned up. And now looks to try to clean up this kill and sword.
Yeah, it doesn't just connect with the first, connects with the second as well. It's uncharacteristic to see him not connect on the body this time, and it's going to be Legend with that commando is constantly just outputting damage as a 2v2. on the map at the moment. You can see Stella trying to overextend once again. So SSG look like they're trying to overextend constantly, get into the OpTic base and make them turn around and decide if it's going forward or back towards their base. It's going to be the priority.
I agree. I like what I'm seeing from SSG. Really just holding forward. Legend wins a battle from the courtyard. Not easy to do. Also, Formal tried to fly in, cuts to S1. Got punished because he kind of ran it to 2 players as well. That will now provide an opportunity for Legend on a runway push.
Oh, I was going to see if Legend had the timing there. You could see what he was trying to do. He knew his teammates were fighting on the high and green side of the map, and he thought he could just sneak into the courtyard, come up behind them, but just as he thought he was going to cross, there was someone from OpTic Gaming watching that angle and cut him down.
And it's actually Deadzone that sees the runway push and then kills Bound in the needle pit. So really good awareness coming in from Deadzone and good shots onto the sword as well. I agree, though, it's not going to be easy for OpTic Gaming throughout this game because you're going to have Legend and Bound continually just trying to get beneath you, underneath you, and behind you every single time and every single opportunity that they have.
Love this from Lucid, going to fly past the rockets to create the space for Deadzone to pick them up. So the next power weapon will go the way of OpTic Gaming. And controlling these, we've seen how tight it's been between the 2 teams when it comes to just the bandit fights. Ooh. Having the rockets is certainly going to help, but it's going to be an exchange of power up for power weapon, as it's going to be Legend who has a little bit of overshield still to play with.
See what can happen here. Starting to think about a flagpole and a flag run. Legend trying to stay alive on green as well. The kills will come in now. 2 dead for OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, it's good prioritization there from Legend to recognize the most important thing to do with players behind him was turn around and help his teammates not just survive, but also to clean out the OpTic Gaming members who are flying in towards his base. And now you're seeing Space Station try and set up the trap in long haul, waiting for anyone to poke 2 members there. But Formal, he's already got a sniper rifle, trained on him.
Big responsibility for Formal here. You saw that long haul push starting to develop for the side of Space Station Gaming. Formal was wise to it, as was Deadzone, going to hold here in the Walshy and now start to fight in green.
SSG trying to make a push through the courtyard as well, though. You can see they're just holding forward at the moment on either side of the map. Anywhere they can get an advantage, they're going to take it. Eco's going to peek, he's going to be bodied, but not cleaned up. Deadzone will find one, though. Formal now having to relocate towards the long haul. No, someone's here. Ooh. He's going to see him, but Bound is a slippery pickle.
See if they take him down. He will be taken down in the end by Deadzone. Man, it feels like Deadzone's running the needle pit, the runway, as well as the plat. He's just kind of holding training side angles. He's holding from the Walshy. He's making sure that nobody can slip through, and he's done such a good job right now. All 8 players alive on the map. Here's a new round of Slay rotations.
Formal just not had the opportunity to hit many shots as yet, but finally has that chance. Hits the body, going to re-challenge maybe onto Eco, but pre-fire coming in from Eco just forces him to back down. Last thing you want to do is just give away an easy death and force the teammate to go and collect that sniper rifle. Now he can put it back to use. Legend is going to be immediately cleaned up. Stella's got the sniper rifle, I think, for SSG in the long haul as well, so we could see a very interesting battle developing in a few moments.
It really is a very uncharacteristic angle, as you see. Let's see what Stellar is able to do here. Stellar versus Formal, green to long. Stellar gets taken down.
Oh! There's one. Legend is still alive in that mauler, though, and he knows that Formal is no shields. Formal's just trying to create angles where even if someone tries to poke out and prod, it's going to be a difficult shot to try and hit to take him down. Bound's going to have to just back up here, as Formal will now decide to scupper away and survive. As we see a little bit of Tommy Wilson on our screen. He's only got 2 bullets, but that's all he really needs.
Tag Stellar, that's going to push him back to the training. See if he can connect with this one as well. Now tries to fly in, and here comes the pressure.
Another 1v1 in front of him. Oof. It's going to be the pistol that gives the advantage, though, to Stellar. The sidekick does the job for him. Deadzone keeps that pressure up as well, and SSG find themselves 2 dead, make it 3 dead, as Bound will now be the last alive. And Deadzone is finding out where he is, thanks to the bullet being shot into his back as he tries to escape.
Yeah, I believe Deadzone's pretty isolated outside of Trippy. Trippy does have the overshield, though, so this push could be very, very big here. They're in a 2v4 at the moment on their side of the map. Let's see how they play this.
Yeah, Bound was just taken down as well, so the last player alive has been dealt with. Everyone else is a respawner, and this is allowing OpTic now to flood through the base. The last player alive is going to be trapped in the mauler, and you better know that OpTic know exactly where he is. It's going to be a green run coming in here from OpTic Gaming. A toss off to Lucid, who's got this one all the way back home already.
Beautifully done. This is textbook pit CTF flag running, baby. Somebody on the green, ready for the toss. The flag goes in. OpTic Gaming is the first to score at 1-0.
Absolutely textbook Empyrean CTF coming in there from OpTic Gaming, and it was all because of the overshield. The way that they managed to maneuver into a position to grab that, and then most of all, take advantage of it. Get those first kills on the board, and then wrap through for that flagpole.
Also loved how Trippy used that overshield so wisely. Ooh, nice nade coming in here from Deadzone to prevent that sniper grab, but Trippy uses that overshield so wisely to really use it as part of the run as well. And even though he doesn't make the green jump, these guys have played a whole lot of Halo 3. They know you always have someone on the green to catch the flag, start to run immediately. It's a clean run, and it took them about 6 minutes of play, but OpTic Gaming is the first team on the board. 2 dead for SSG. Legend is forced to retreat.
You mentioned how it felt like Deadzone was doing a lot of lifting in this game. Well, look at the statistics. They would back that up. He's 16-6 at the moment. Positive 10! as Legend wants to be involved in a few top 10 clips himself.
Neither of those two will connect, though. And now, even with 5 minutes left, you know that SSG's already starting to realize we need to make sure we're capitalizing on each of these, because on the Pit CTF, a map this size, each push takes time. It takes at least 35, 40 seconds to really construct something of meaning. They've only got about, 4 or 5 of those left.
Interesting to see here as well. Legend, I think he knows he's only got 2 bullets, so he wants to make them count. He's trying to line up headshots. He's not too interested in the body shot. He wants to carve an opening for SSG by using 2 bullets to put 2 OpTic Gaming members to sleep. No one showing at the moment for OpTic, but the pressure on that first BR is so strong.
Good damage, good kill as well coming in. That's the first pick. If they can get the second one, we might see a run here.
Lucid going to be challenging, but the help comes in as well. As 2 dead for OpTic Gaming. Now, where is that pressure on the first BR? Is it going to allow SSG to get this flag moving? They do get it off the stand, but it looks like a trade happened, which means that now Bound, even though he has the overshield, isn't really going to be able to influence this game too much. Rocket's just been picked up by Formal as well.
Yeah, you thought maybe SSG was getting all the pieces together, but those kills that came under bridge were absolutely huge. Good pressure from Lucid under bridge as well. This overshield should secure this kill, and it does. However, gets taken down in the end. The overshield not effective. It's a great neutralizing of the overshield coming in from OpTic Gaming.
Eco trying to support this flag run. Trippy gets some really good damage down. Legend, he'll be cut down, as will the man on the green box, Eco. Trippy doing a really good job there, just to be patient. He knew the help was coming, just had to survive and output damage in order for OpTic to clear their side of the map. However, Bound has just broken through himself. He's got himself a double kill.
Tell you what, OpTic Gaming is playing this crazy control from the pit. I've been talking about it all game, but they keep stopping runs and flags from the needle pit, from the training pit. It has really worked out. Spacestation Gaming is trying to brute force, and they're not taking down those last kills. Let's see if they can get a pull here.
Formal's such an important player to take care of. He's up on that tower. They're going to be found by Bound, but there is Formal to clean it up. Formal just doing a great job of being the point man for his team. Just everybody who's trying to push into the base at the moment has to go through Formal. It's another kill for him. The tower belongs to him.
Yeah, Formal even had the help there if he needed it from Lucid, but he actually gets the kill himself on the cuts. As you said, he's running this tower right now. Just 3 minutes left on the clock.
3 minutes is a lot of time, though. 3 minutes with 1 flag. Very, very doable, but a sniper rifle in the hands of Formal. We just saw what he did without the sniper rifle in his hands, and just that bandit pushing through the line of Formal is going to be very, very tough indeed.
He's lined this one up a few times before. If anyone lifted there, they were absolutely going to get peeled. He's going to find some pressure under bridge and on the training, though. He's forced to back down.
Lucid finds 1 kill, though. It's going to allow Formal just to back down and get his shields. Eco's found himself a sniper rifle, and we've got a Formal Eco sniper rifle battle happening. Doesn't quite connect with that one. And not for the first time, Formal now finds himself under a little bit of pressure. It will be the tower finally cleared out by SSG. The sniper rifle is down, and Bound is running this flag.
Oh, it was 2 dead, but Trippy plays a perfect angle.
Oh, it's Lucid again!
Who shuts down the run?
It's Lucid again. He finds the sniper rifle off the body of Formal and puts it to use once more. 2 minutes 12 left on this game. SSG now start to feel a little bit under pressure.
Just when you think the perfect nade from Bound on the plat onto Formal on S2 was what they needed to get that pulled, to go all the way into Needles with the flag. It's Trippy and Lucid combining with a great angle. Overshield will be popping. Stellar gets the rockets here. Let's keep an eye on that overshield. Looks like it might be a free SSG overshield.
Stella's going to be able to escort a player towards that now with 1 minute 50 left on this clock. He's got 1 rocket to play with. Doesn't quite connect though. Trippy doing a good job just to burn it. All of OpTic though, they're trapped in and around their flag. Now where is that overshield? Eco just arriving to the party a little bit late here, and Legend and Stella are already in the death screen.
You look at the numbers. Whatever happens here, S1, I really don't care. It's going to be too little on this push. Only 130 left. You know he's getting taken down. They just didn't have the numbers they needed and the support that they needed. Once again, OpTic Gaming, even though they had to fight against rockets and the overshield there, they hold. 119 left in the game.
OpTic's defense have been incredible in this game. Only 1 flag on the board, but it's looking like at this point it might just be enough. Another kill for Dead Zone. He's the first player to break 20. As OpTic Gaming now only need to survive for 60 more seconds.
Legend starts to pull, but not enough there. It was 2v2 on the map momentarily during that pull.
2 dead on the side of SSG. Maybe time for 1 more push. Longhaul spawns are going to help, but Dead Zone again wins an individual. And SSG just can't get past the OpTic line.
I'm not kidding. They're playing this entire game. You've seen it time and time again. They're playing this entire game from the low ground of the pit. And SSG is trying to flood over turret as well as through needles, and they're not getting the kills that they need to from these angles. It's amazing defense from OpTic Gaming.
Maybe time for 1 more push here for SSG. They get 4 members on the map momentarily, but Trippy gets the first one. The second one will go to Lucid as well. And even though SSG are close to the OpTic base, that kill from Dead Zone is surely going to shut it down and put OpTic Gaming into a position where they will lead in this series.
Again, picked apart. Legend, your last player in the Mauler. Formal doesn't even need to trade. He takes him out with a perfect in the Mauler. That was too hot for TV. You can't show that one. Whatever went down, it's a clean kill for Formal.
1 second left until we can officially say that OpTic will be leading in this series, in our grand final. It was only the 1 flag, but breaking through that OpTic defense looked almost impossible at times. So to actually have in the series at this point as well, because I do feel it favors SSG in the way that they naturally approach Halo Infinite. But for OpTic, having come off the back of a big Slayer win, off the back of a clutch win in game number 3 and finding themselves up by 2-1, they know if this becomes 3-1, then they are within touching distance of lifting that trophy. Interference, Strongholds is where we find ourselves now in our game number 4.
You really get the feeling this really is the game that could even decide whether we go to a second series, to be completely honest. As you say, does the winner of this tie the series 2-2, or will we instead see OpTic 1 game away from the title?
You have to wonder if there's a map that has more influence and more kind of snowball from this opening strategy than interference. It's going to be SSG who find themselves 3 dead here. Make it 4. It's a perfect opening strat from OpTic.
Absolutely perfect. Trippy picking up 2 of those kills as well. And now they're going to be looking for these respawns, maybe even getting a little bit of info. They will, of course, get the info on C. Overshield grab should be clean from Dead Zone. Very nicely done. He will start to push.
I mean, look at the power that Dead Zone has right now. He's got Overshield. He's got Thrust to play with as well. He can just go and have a little bit of fun. He can take all the individual battles that you possibly could want to take. At the moment, he's trying to chase down a few players who are trapped in and around C. Finds one. Gets the beat down, but will have that Overshield rip and turns it into a double. A little bit of help coming in for Dead Zone.
Still 2 dead. Might be 3 in a second.
Oh, Dead Zone!
Once more.
He goes in front of him as well. Is he going to challenge for the overkill? That is discipline coming in from Dead Zone.
Woo. Discipline indeed. It takes a very strong and veteran Halo player to not push that overkill, but he has one goal in mind. That's the trip cap. That's the win in this game. They're already outscoring 58-0.
Frantic start to this game, but it's all been in the favor of OpTic Gaming. That Overshield just allowed them to have a little bit more freedom, allowed them to pressurize those respawners. And even though it's a 3v3 in the map at the moment, Dead Zone is going to get yet another kill. What a series he's having, by the way. He's 5-1, 6-1 at the start of this game.
Unbelievable start. The shots from Lucid also look good. 3 still dead for Spacestation Gaming. And just like that, 80 points on the board already for OpTic.
This is a massive Overshield here. OpTic need to keep this aggression up, need to try and keep split spawn in Spacestation Gaming, because if they can, then Spacestation aren't even going to have access to that Overshield, let alone continue the scoring. Lucid continuing his 3 dead again. Stella's the only player alive, and that Overshield is coming up. Stella's trying to do what he can to challenge it, but it's going to be Formal who gets OpTic's 2nd Overshield of the game.
He's going to hold forward. He's not going to be afraid. Look at the shots as well. Eco can't even get away in time. Right now, OpTic Gaming is not only outscoring 122-0, they're also outslaying here 19-8.
Well, his name is Formal, but he's all business at the moment. Still has some Overshield to play with as well. Long-range frag grenade's going to go in. It's good for 1. Is he going to be good for 2? The answer, of course, is yes.
2 dead still for Spacestation. I have not looked at the top left of the screen and seen 4 players up for Spacestation in a very long time, if at all, during this game. Finally, they have an opportunity to settle and make a push here. Sorry, no. Stellar's the first pick once again. OpTic Gaming is relentless.
And look at the confidence from Formal as well. It's Bound who's jiggle peeking him, trying to take the battle, trying to get an advantage, and Formal just stands there and says, I'll accept. I'll take that fight. And he hits the shots he needs to back him down. And for the first time in this game, OpTic Gaming have to just take a second to breathe and relax. But Dead Zone again with the reversal just keeps winning fights. It's 11-3.
11-3 in this game. Unreal stats, nearly quadruple positive. And they're already 150 points on the board. An unreal opening from OpTic Gaming.
Absolutely electric start here for OpTic Gaming, just continuing the momentum that they gathered from those previous wins in the last 2 games. Space Station can't get near a stronghold at the moment, it feels like. Finally, they will be scoring here, but OpTic trying to convert B, turn their attention to it, SSG, and just for a second here, it feels like SSG have managed to settle.
Stellar narrowly comes away from that one against Formal in the 1v1. It is 2 dead for OpTic Gaming, so as you said, maybe continued opportunity. Nice shots here from Stellar. Will continue challenging, has help from Eco, so that should provide some nice pressure along Whitehall. And just like that, Spacestation Gaming now only trailing by what was 150, now just a 100-point deficit.
Lucid's last alive as well. Overshield's going to be coming up in a second, and Lucid is dealt with, and SSG have found some life. And it's thanks to the little run we're seeing from this man on your screen right now, Stellar. It's a triple cap momentarily here for SSG. But even though OpTic got out to an electric start by putting those 154 or so points on the board, don't count SSG out yet.
Where does this overshield go? That's the question. One dead for each side. Big overshield in the game.
Lucid's going to be challenging though. Up on the top of Engine. Stellar finally token down as well. But SSG have made a game of this now. 83 points and rising. But they have lost both Stellar and Eco in the last few moments. The overshield, not quite sure where that went. It's going to go the way of SSG. Which you have to commend Legend for, considering that the numbers did not go their way for the last few moments.
Ooh, Formal eventually will trade it out. It did cost them an extra kill. 3 dead here. Trippy's your last player alive for OpTic. Despite the trip cap, will be 4 dead in the end here. Space Station with an opportunity to start scoring once again.
Yeah, it's just the reset came in at the last second, and then you also see B getting flipped almost instantaneously. So SSG will continue to score. They will continue to chip away at this lead that has been established by OpTic Gaming. Now OpTic, how does it feel to be on the receiving end of what you did a few moments ago? Are they able to fight their way out of this situation in the same way that SSG eventually managed to do?
Unlucky timing there for Lucid, just throwing a nade as Bound turns the corner, which provides Bound with a big opportunity to lay down some damage and continue challenging. All 8 players alive here. This push is big because guess what? SSG is right back in this game. They only trail here by less than 50.
Bound versus Trippy, big win. Coming in from Bound. And now he's going to turn 1 into a double, you would expect. Here it's 2 for Bound. It's 3 for SSG. Formal last alive as Bound tries to find him as well.
One shot there on Whitehall. It gets cleaned up as well. Still 3 dead. You will have some spawners coming in. But the SSG chants have been loud in the building, and they have rallied right back.
Overshield coming up in a few moments as well, but the biggest story is that SSG have almost tied this game up. Trippy going to be challenging Bound. Eco's going to find a kill himself. And as SSG go into a lead here, let's jump into the comps with Space Station.
Live, Brandon. One guy left. Yep, take our time.
There's one spot. Long. He's got long. Bring tap in.
That's okay.
Scores 183 to 6.62. Oh, get the win.
Nice. Good comeback, yeah.
Tell the score is 182 to 160.
Well, listening, unfortunately, seemed to send Stellar out of the game. We saw him falling off the map, but I think he fell off the main stage in the server as well. We'll have to find out exactly what's going on with the station referees in a few moments' time. But the good news is essentially we had a tied game when it seemed to happen. Knows that every series that they're going to be involved in is going to be back and forth, and nobody lets their heads drop because of it. And the good news is we're going to stop yapping, and we're going to start talking about the game again, because we are back into our match number 4 here in this first best of 7. OpTic Gaming find themselves 3 dead off the rip though, and it's continued.
Oh boy.
Essentially from the restart here, SSG continue to pick up those slays, and they should get an overshield off the back of it.
Exactly, it's 4 dead, and look at the timing. It's perfectly timed so that Bound can grab this overshield before the pressure comes in. He pops, and there will be continued kills on the board.
Still no scoring though. It will be OpTic who are looking to rotate towards A. Dead Zone just going to be caught with his trousers down, and will be taken down. And finally now Bound, still with half of the overshield, can take this challenge against Trippy and try and flip C in their favor.
Should be able to get this here. The 1v1 will continue. Trippy will probably have to double back here in the end. Now going to be 1 dead here. Bound knows he needs to play this, man disadvantage to their side.
Challenge is going to come in from Lucid. A little bit of help poking out from the tower from Dead Zone. And OpTic trying to play around this tower at the moment, flipping C. But as they say that, and as they do that, SSG will step into A. Stellar going to take this 1v1. A little bit of help on the engine as well, as Legend will find a kill himself. A little bit of space being created for SSG as OpTic find themselves 2 dead.
That's right, 2 dead. Stellar knew that angle was coming there. Dead Zone tried to maybe get the jump on him, but it's a really good awareness from Stellar to watch that top tower angle. In the end, though, they answer back. It's 2 dead for SSG.
OpTic making the play on A once more. Keep an eye on that ticker at the bottom of your screen. It is going to be OpTic who managed to convert. Now you can see Dead Zone having pressure coming in from the back rails. Has to turn his attention towards defending this stronghold, but has a lot of work to do here. Eco taking a lot of damage, and he picks up not just 1 kill there, but also the damage onto Eco is allowing essentially OpTic just to survive on the map. Finally, he'll go down, but SSG will continue scoring it.
They will, and they leave Dead Zone alive just long enough to really create an inconvenient timing on the spawn kills here. That's 2 dead yet again for OpTic Gaming. That means SSG will get the second overshield of the game, and they will continue scoring at the 220 mark. It's still 2 dead for OpTic.
It's a huge moment in this game for SSG to get that overshield, to get this momentum back on their side. Lucid last alive. He's in the death screen as well, and SSG will continue to score.
That was 4 dead. Trippy's the only one who can challenge here. Home stretch for Spacestation Gaming.
Bounty's just going to get the cap. He's going to wait for the push to come in. It's desperation now for OpTic Gaming. They're flying into C, but nobody looks like they're near A or B. The reset doesn't come in, and OpTic might be keeping this game alive. Lucid can't do it, though. Space Station will clutch the final moments, and SSG will tie up this series. We are in for the long haul.
As we get ready now to load in, as we said, Game 5 recharge. Normally when you hear that, it's the deciding game of the series, but this is a grand final. We are in a best of 7. The winner here will simply go into the lead, not yet take the series, but it is a very important game. As we said, SSG has already taken down OpTic Gaming handily, 50-41 in this exact game type. The question is, can they do it again?
Lucid POV, the man who took over the previous Slayer. OpTic fans will want him to do something similar. Battle rifle in his hands to get some long distance damage down, already managing to break almost 2 shields of SSG members, and it will be Dead Zone who gets that first pick. So OpTic go into the narrowest of leads, but more importantly, Formal has found himself the camo and will find the second kill of the game.
See if we can stay alive here as well in the end. Taken down though, 2-2 apiece off the opening, neck and neck.
Dead Zone finds another one just to keep OpTic in that 1 kill advantage. Lucid will help Dead Zone not only to survive, but thrive in a situation that they now double up on the amount of kills that SSG have. Very, very early days here. You can see that it looks like SSG have control of that shock rifle. And it is indeed going to be Stellar. Last time we saw him in this position, he clutched the game on recharge on that King of the Hill. So good news for SSG fans. If you can do something similar, you'll probably be back into this game.
Yeah, not surprised to see things slow down. OpTic Gaming just wants to bait out these kills. Already a little bit of a lead on their side, and they're just going to play obnoxious. They're going to play slow. They're going to turtle to avoid the shots of Stellar.
I mean, they've earned the right to do so, right? That's the thing. They have the lead. They can play in the way that they are because they know they don't have shock. They know that they have an advantage, and they can just wait for the clock and that next camo to force them to move. SSG are the team under pressure to make a play in this situation. As we watch the point of view from Stellar, let's see how SSG are thinking about this setup from OpTic Gaming and jump into a listen in.
I'm gonna go look
One top tower. One top tower. He's top tower. He's
Shot
shot me.
am I pushing? Push. Top. I'm getting red steps on you,
I'm weak. Two kill me.
Bottom stacks.
Yeah, 2 in red. 2 in red. 2 in tower.
Bottom here.
So bottom shit. Mangler now. Bottom A. 2 of them. You guys can leave. You guys can leave if you want.
Bottom A again.
Heals as well. Get camo bound.
Here's bottom A.
Shot bottom A bound. 2 lockers. Send the shock.
Yeah, bottom A. Spend pipes.
Blue tunnel.
Spend pipes. Bottom A. Top A. One shot top B. One shot bottom A. That's bottom A.
Tower as well.
He's one shot. Locker.
One shot bottom tower.
Still locker.
Trying to get to you.
There's your weak. Spend back, see guys. Weak.
Four balls in tower. Bottom A weak.
I'm going blue pipes. Bottom mid door.
One
C flat.
Helping legend. Same. Let's just.
Listen, we
Yo, I would go back to A.
Yeah, don't push long. I think they're waiting.
Glass. One's glass. Glass in red now. Yeah. One shot, top red. 2. And red stairs on top red. 3 red. There's 3 red.
Might be shot.
Red stairs, one shot, I think. I'm calling legend. I got red stairs. We can push.
Yeah, we're pushing long. Okay. Check windows. Sitting pipe door.
They're setting pipes, guys.
One guy's gonna spin out.
Yeah, I'm going upstairs. I'm going upstairs, legend.
Legend. Come on.
Pipes on me, weak.
Red. Another one. Red.
I got him, legend.
Great, top door. Let's go.
Take space.
Watch out. Look at him.
Can't see him. He's stuck to your right. Right. Stuck to your right.
Where's that? Yes.
Get it? Go on bound. Watch your chase.
Mingler.
You have your chase. Top. Tower weak. And bottom. Bottom mid. Camel jump.
Yeah, camel jump.
Nice go, Brady.
All day. Formal. Yeah. Wait. There's a problem. My controller, bro. Good.
Actually?
Yeah, I saw. There's a problem. You unplug it and plug it back in. It's like a mouse aim assist. You plug it and plug it back in.
Is your mouse plugged in?
Plug it in.
Defeat.
They will have to win too, and good news everybody, it looks like this one's for real. We're back into our grand final, we're back into the series, and it will be Formal who gets the first camo again.
Clean, immediate opening grab here. Shroud as well for Formal. Keep in mind, we started this game, as a reminder, 15-11 in favor of SSG. Kills being exchanged on each side already to a piece.
Formal looking to do a little bit of work with this camo. Still got a little bit of time. He also has a shroud screen, so he's got an escape option if he wants to use it. Ooh. Eco. Ooh, didn't spot him out initially. Does get the stick though. That's going to be a good trade for SSG. Although the opening gambit between these two teams has meant that OpTic have made this a little bit closer than it was as we restarted this game.
Stellar just holding the long haul angle. You could bet he's going to start to push up as well. Lucid going to try to play spoil to that push. Legend somehow pings Lucid back there to maybe open the door for continued pressure coming in from long for SSG. Here they come.
Legend's just trying to get up into this attic. If he can get to top gold, he might be able to just pick off a couple of players. Shroud is going to go down, which is going to allow him to try and cross, or maybe it's going to allow SSG to try and flood a different direction. However, Trippy's got a shock rifle, and he just shut that idea down.
2 dead here, as you say, for SSG. That brings OpTic Gaming even closer now. Still trailing by 2, but have maintained not just map presence, but as you say, the shock rifle as well. A lot of opportunity here for Trippy to tie this game up.
That commando, though, just cross map. You can see how quickly it melts away our player. A little bit of chain reaction coming in here. There might be an opportunity to push it on this for OpTic Gaming if they want to try and be the aggressors and try and close that gap even more, but looks like Dead Zone was being shut down himself from the tower. Look at this setup across the map at the moment. It's a 50% split across the map. OpTic own half, SSG own half. The difference is Trippy at the moment, who has the one weapon that can get the kill most immediately. But look at Stellar. He gets that first pick.
Look at Bound peeking as well. As soon as Bound peeked, he knew that Trippy was top gold. You know those comms came in from the SSG side. Bound is that type of player. He's confident he's going to peek, he's going to get that info and somehow get away with it.
Well, Stellar somehow gets another kill as well. Finally, will be taken down by Formal. Trippy just looking for targets at the moment, but you've got to give a huge amount of credit to SSG at the moment. They know exactly the position of Trippy. They are not giving him
Bound gets away.
Any kind of easy shots whatsoever.
Bound gets away. He was sitting Mangler pit. And with the Shroud, he's able to get back to control. That now brings SSG into a 4-kill lead.
And he's going to be able to get another one here. Surely no. Instead, he's going to turn his attention to tower. A little bit of a rude surprise, but manages to at least take one down himself. 2 dead for OpTic Gaming. 5 kills the difference, make it 4.
Man, what a bloodbath between these two. Not just in this game, but of course in this entire series. Still 4-kill lead here for SSG. They're going to really look to play that to their advantage. They can trade just a little bit more if they need to and maintain map control.
I'll tell you about this conversation we were having at the start of this series, where we had the series layout in front of us and saying you can't be good at 1 or 2 game types. You're going to be tested in every single facet of your Halo. This is a great example of it. We go from a breakneck speed in the previous game to now just a crawl where every single kill and death matters so much, especially with the series being on a knife edge here at 2-2. Halo Infinite really does test everything that you have as a team.
Game slows down here. OpTic knows that way too much online. Bound's gonna push this here. Somehow Bound was bottom gold, by the way. Made a move as Stellar is here on bottom elevator. Kills traded out though. 2 dead for SSG. Stellar needs to try to find a way out.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 dead if Stellar doesn't survive here. He's gonna be chased down. Formal will get that kill, and all of a sudden SSG have that lead sliced. 2 kills the difference now, although it becomes 3 once more. But this is all because this camo is coming up once again. OpTic make the play, they make the push. But Eco will make sure that camo does not get popped.
Just as quickly as you thought Formal was about to go on a run, can Trippy still get the camo? Is it down orange door? That's the question. He will get the camo, and he will with the shock in the end. Still a 3-kill lead for SSG, but everything to play for. Game in his hands at the midpoint for Trippy.
This is the chance here for OpTic Gaming to get back into this. He's going to drop it off, and I kind of like this play. It takes a little bit of pressure off of him. It shares the power for OpTic Gaming.
Has he been spotted?
He can spot him out, but Lucid, look, in the kill feed's got that shock rifle, and now Trippy, knowing that people can't poke, that people cannot show because of the shock rifle, has the flank. Lucid gets another one. Bound will go down. Trippy, alongside another teammate, will get that kill, and all of a sudden, we have a tied game.
What beautiful execution coming in from OpTic Gaming. You don't always see your camo player dropping shock, but as you say, it brings eyes away. They now have to focus on camo and the shock. Beautifully done. That 4-kill lead for SSG has now been completely removed off of beautiful tactical gameplay from OpTic Gaming.
Great shots coming in from Bound, just dropping down from those stacks. Such a difficult target to try and hit. Legend will find another one, and now that the power-ups and the power weapons are taken out of the hands of OpTic, SSG will roar back into this one and go back into a lead.
Who can get away? The things that this man gets away with on this map. Finally, he's taken down. Lucid doesn't want to let that one happen as well. Still just a 2-kill game.
So back to a little bit of a standoff. Back to that split of the map that we've seen so many times already in this game. Camo going to be the next thing that pops on the map. That's where you're going to see the fight take place, as both teams will be forced to try and contest that power up. Lucid trying to be a nuisance, trying to survive long enough for the help to come in, and the help does indeed arrive. But as Legend finds another kill in the feed, Stellar finds himself a shock rifle, and he's positioned himself to have an angle on this Camo that's coming up in 1 second's time. Camo is now on the map.
Huge plays coming in from SSG just now. Once again, they're in the lead by 4, make it 5! This is big. This is the home stretch, and SSG is putting all of the pieces together.
Formal gets taken down as well, and the Camo distraction is enough for every single member of OpTic Gaming to fall. Lucid will go down as well. Trippy is first spawner. And manages to take down Stellar, but is the damage done now? Legend has the Camo, and SSG are up by 7.
The opener was bound going into control and cleaning up the damage. He is an absolute brutal workhorse. He will fly in every time through the tightest of gaps, and he will find those kills in the bottom of control. That was the opener that paved the way for Spacestation Gaming to now pull away in this game.
Legend's still alive. Formal find one though onto bound, which just makes this play a little bit more difficult. Camo disappears as well. Eco will just make it a little bit more comfortable again. But Legend, looks like OpTic Gaming momentarily forgot about him at the back of blue here. Formal is trying to deal with the problem.
Most importantly now, due to the reset as well, keep in mind we have less than 1 minute of play. That time could be a factor as well. SSG can certainly use that to their advantage.
Well, SSG are 2 dead here. Formal managed to find 2 kills himself, so the score getting a little bit closer, but you are so right. OpTic have to play aggressive here. They have to push the pace. And with the lead that SSG have, you expect that they surely will be able to trade out most of these kills. 30 seconds left on the game clock, and here come OpTic.
Here comes the push. They get the third as well. Will they get the fourth? They do
Lucid
now.
gets 2!
43-45, 25 seconds left in the game.
OpTic forced to put their foot on the gas.
Here they go.
And OpTic Gaming now find themselves back into this game. Lucid is on the hunt, trying to find members of SSG. He'll find another one. It's still 2 kills between the 2 teams. Stellar's still alive here. He'll get taken down, but the trains come in. It's 2 kills, 2 seconds, and it will be enough for Spacestation Gaming to hold on. What an end to that game. This series has got it all. SSG will go into the lead in this series. Last 2 games in the way they did, considering how the game type pace changes. Going from a fast game type, all in, all action, all in your face, to the slow pace that they had to adjust to as OpTic pushed them the distance. But now, speaking of the distance, will we be going the distance? Are SSG about to close out this first series, send us to a bracket reset and a second best of 7? It's time for our ball. It's time for live fire.
Underway here in the 6th game of the series. Will it be the last one is the question. Stellar's been on fire with this weapon all weekend, but especially today. Can he do it again?
Yes.
Yes.
First shot's gonna hit. Second one doesn't quite connect. Lucid wants it off of him, and understandably so. He's got some very fond memories of having that sniper rifle in his hands. But for Stellar, we mentioned how he was very quiet and didn't get the chance to do much in the previous game. He's going to find himself as one of the last.
Oh my God.
Alive! How do you keep doing it?
Almost does it again. 3 were dead. Stellar was now making 4 dead. Stellar was last player, so that Camo will go to Formal. So despite the opening highlight reel that continues from Stellar's POV, it will be points on the board for OpTic Gaming.
I was talking to Aries backstage, and he says it's the only player in the HCS who doesn't realize it's a snipe. He plays like it's a shotgun.
He really
just
does.
runs at people, doesn't care. Just no scopes and backs himself every time. Well, early on here, it is going to be OpTic Gaming, even though we see the highlight clips coming in early from Stellar, who have an element of control on the ball back in the garage. 20 seconds already on the board for them. SSG looking for the break. Love that fight between both players. Neither wanted to trade. They were kind of faking it and then backing out, looking for the swing from the other player. It's going to be Eco who comes out on top.
SSG now ball in hand scoring, but there's a lot of pressure that's coming in. They were 2 dead as well, so it was an even 2v2 split momentarily. Might mean that SSG might have to drop and rotate here based on the spawns, or they might just have to get a few slays before the holds can continue. 12 points on the board.
Should see a lead change in the next few seconds as well. Well, it looks like the push timing from OpTic Gaming is going to force Eco to think about kills instead of that oddball time. Essentially a tied game here. Legend finding a couple in the feed is certainly going to help them maybe reprioritize from kills to that oddball, but here comes Formal. He's got a little bit of help coming over from top middle as well, but Formal survives long enough for that help to arrive. It'll be Lucid from top middle, and now comes Trippy through the rat tunnel, looking to clean up some damage. But another kill for Legend. He's had a really good start to this game.
Yeah, it really has. Trippy knows there's a little bit more work to do here around the window. We'll see if he can pick this one up. Big 1v1 he does. Gets a little bit of help on it as well from players that were coming in from the dummies angle. 21-18, essentially tied up, and very close in kills as well. OpTic right now leading 14-11.
Yeah, this fight's gone on for so long as well that nobody really touched that ball, which means that it's going to be reset bottom middle. OpTic are looking to bring it back out towards Trippy initially, and off the back of it, Lucid and Formal find some kills. Crazy movement coming in there, bottom middle from Legend. But Trippy was more than a match to it, and now he's going to find himself a camo. That was SSG 3 dead momentarily.
Very, very good timing there on those kills. Once again, that's what we talked about. It's not just about the kills that you're able to get, it's when and where, and they are key to keep Trippy alive as long as they could. Eventually, he gets up close and personal with the camo, which is going to be unfortunate for that camo control in that position, but absolutely beautifully done in the end. OpTic Gaming with a few extra points on the board now, 31-18.
Every bullet at the moment just seems to be finding a home for every single player who is on this main stage. OpTic Gaming, though, will find themselves 2 dead, and even though Trippy has that ball, he'll go to the death screen as well before sending it off the map. Now, Legend, what can you do with this sniper rifle? Can you grab it off the stand and match some of the plays that we've seen? Unfortunately for him, the answer is no, but Bound will collect for SSG.
Bound, a man we've seen pop off with this as well. By the way, these teams still so neck and neck. It's a low-scoring oddball overall. They're tied at the 30 mark. And Bound says, I know how to use this thing too.
There's a double for Bound. Formal might think about peeking. Oddball. He's going to be down in front of the tower at the moment. Bound is just flying at Formal here, and he's going to trade it out, but maybe give the sniper rifle over to OpTic, and something that he did want to do. Oddball resets once again. Essentially a tie game here, only a couple of points between the two.
Lucid picks up the first kill off the next exchange.
Okay.
We'll see what he can do now. This is just a treat. I'm absolutely loving this.
Seems like everyone's just taking turns to see if they can outdo each other at the moment. No connection this time from Lucid, but most importantly, there certainly is a connection with the oddball, because OpTic have got into somewhat of a lead here. 47 points on the board for them as the ball will finally be played. But this kind of lead with some of the best players in the world is more of a lead than you think sometimes.
4 dead there for the side of OpTic Gaming. We'll see now if SSG can continue to capitalize. They will continue scoring. QT will also almost go down for Bound, but most importantly, it's a lead change here off of the 4 dead. Spacestation now into a narrow lead at 50-47.
Play ball comes in though, the ball will be thrown out bottom middle. Legend will be first spawner at the back of green, and it will be OpTic who should have an element of map control, but you can see Bound already pushing up towards that camo, doing damage onto dead zone, and Legend wants to capitalize on this, being aggressive, knowing he can get out here with a QT if he needs to. And before he goes back through the point, sends Trippy just for a little nap.
Love that play. A lot of players might have made the low percentage play there just to get the shots done and then QT. Instead, he gets the kill and then he QTs. Great confidence coming in out of Legend.
Getting a little bit scrappy here in the last few moments. Camo coming up. You can see the decisions kind of split. The priority is going to be split for the teams. Oddball becomes secondary to the power-up. And Lucid, as last alive, managed to grab it and burn it, but that's all it's going to be, because OpTic will find themselves all into that respawn screen, and it will be SSG who have that ball in their hands, sat up on the cuts at the moment. Bound looking for targets.
It's another 4 dead. Still, even though we've seen that, Space Station's only outslaying by 3, but we've seen several 4 deads for them, and it has really translated to time on the board, as they now have 70 points to 47.
Eco still has that ball in his hand, by the way, even though OpTic find themselves with 2 kills. Eco is just milking time, and look at the score. It's starting to go only one way, and SSG are closing in on a round 1 victory here. Finally, they force the play ball. Well, certainly get the ball out of the hands. Lucid will grab it and bring it back towards the tower, you would imagine, but for a second I thought the ball had been thrown off, but in fact it was just SSG being cut down.
I think they were trying to rotate there. I think they were looking for at least green tosses to open field or kind of right in front of B. In the end, they do get cut off, like you say. SSG, though, is able to then, off the next set of pressure, force a play ball themselves.
Sniper rifle was up a few moments ago. Didn't quite see who managed to grab it. Green gun being effective, but not enough to take down Eco, and hey, there it is. Surprise, surprise. Oddball once again gets reset bottom middle. You would imagine that Eco's going to make the call to his teammates to try and drag this one back towards the tower where he can do the most damage.
Narrowly misses on Lucid on the cuts. A lot of pressure here, top mid and the cuts. Very, very quick work. Dead Zone's the last player alive here. for the side of OpTic Gaming. It should be more time, and to be honest, it could be the final bit of time in this round.
Enemy has the ball.
Eco just hard scoping the rat tunnel at the moment. He had the comms. He knew that Dead Zone was going to step into his reticle, and all he had to do was pull the trigger.
The hardest of scopes indeed. Knew exactly where he needed to have that down. Lucid tries to peek again. This time, Eco connects on the cuts angle. 30 seconds left on the game clock as well.
Goodness me. I imagine it just feels like an internal competition to who could do the most impressive thing in a grand final. Bound to find the kill onto Lucid, and SSG getting closer and closer now with just 10 seconds left in the round to going up by 1.
It's the World Sniper Rifle Championships here as 5 seconds tick down before the round will end.
Bound will find 1, and with 2 seconds left, SSG will put the first round on the board here, and are 1 round away from resetting this bracket.
Ooh-wee, has this been fun. In the end of that round, by the way, Spacestation now starting to outslay a little more. As we said, it was a pretty tight margin in terms of the overall kills on the board. But now after that round number 1, Spacestation outslaying 52-41, and a very, very nice bit of late game composure as well as game clock management to close it out.
Stella's found the snipe off the rip here. It's going to be the oddball trying to be wrapped back.
Of course.
Just turn around, just 180 no-scope people, clean them up like it's the most simple thing in the world.
Don't even shoot him. Don't even shoot him.
Oh! 4 dead for OpTic again. Stella. My time under the bright lights.
Let me tell you, if you're playing a game of Clue, or Cluedo as they call it sometimes, it was Stellar in Salt Lake City with a sniper rifle is the safest answer to any dangerous situation. What a start here from him.
Still alive, by the way. You can see that OpTic just terrified of walking towards him. He hits the body, even though Bam was in this position. It's going to be Stella who finds more kills in and around the tower. It's transferring into time here, most importantly. It is going to be SSG who are holding the oddball while all this madness is happening.
Can you imagine your top tower and Stellar has snipe and Bound has camo, and you have to choose which angle you want to try to fight that 1v2? It's not happening, and as you say, it has translated the points on the board here. 26 to be exact here for SSG in round number 2.
3 dead though for SSG, finally make it 4 dead. This is the moment maybe the OpTic needed. All the momentum in the last few seconds has been on the side of SSG. Big plays coming in from Stella, but the lead has not got our hands. It hasn't translated into 40, 50 points. It's only 26 on the board, and we know how effective OpTic can be if they get that ball back to the tower, and they can get that set up themselves.
Absolutely true. OpTic Gaming on their side of the stage, they need to remember that there's a lot more series yet to be played potentially in SSG, that they cannot let OpTic run away with this round.
Bound just got a double kill in and around Green, I believe, and a couple of members who were pushed up. And Legend finds another. Oddball was trying to be rotated away, but it looks like it might have been cut down, and even though OpTic had an element of control, SSG are flying forward and Legend has that ball in his hand. So OpTic and Lucid going to be trying to chase him down. It looks like the play ball might have come in, so...
No play ball.
In fact, it's the Legend, like you say, no play ball. It's just throwing it towards his teammates once more.
Yeah, just kind of tosses it out there. It looked like it might have been going off the map. Instead, he just throws it down to dummies. So in the end, just wanted to keep this ball in play. Lucid picks up another nice kill, not an easy one, against Eco. And we'll see if they can grab that ball. It's a pretty confident play here coming in from Spacestation to keep the ball on the map, but so far it's worked out for them.
2 dead on the side of OpTic though. Camo coming up as well. Legend's gonna be closest to it.
Ooh.
Flank comes in from Eco though. You can see he jumps up and that allows Legend to get that camo into his hands. Only a 9-point game between these two teams in what could be the game and the round that sends us to a bracket reset.
What an interesting set of plays there. SSG plays the ball to dummies, provides enough pressure on Camo side to get Camo, and actually forces OpTic to play the ball there. Really great control here. QT denies the back whack. A little bit of frame perfect play happening there. Still a 14-point lead for SSG. In the end, can he pick it up? Oh! Legend stays alive in a 1v1 against Formal.
The way he's moving around at the moment, he's just avoiding so much damage that would kill so many other players. Lucid, as the last alive, finds 2 kills, and most importantly, by getting those kills, keeps the ball out of the control of SSG. If he doesn't take those 2 players down, this is a very, very different scenario. SSG, off the back of those kills, now find themselves chasing down OpTic Shadows. Formal is going to move away with that oddball, and we are going to potentially see a tied game here as OpTic continue to move that ball away.
Oh, it was too quiet there. Eco was the last player alive, but SSG really took their time on this push and the counter. Here they come.
OpTic will go into a lead. It's only slender, but it's a lead still. Legend trying to push across top middle. You can see the flood is starting to come in, but a lot of shields have been broken on the sides of SSG. OpTic taking some damage as well, but here comes the flank from Trippy. Finds one and tries to move that oddball back towards the garage.
3 dead here for almost your last player alive. He's going to try to cut this off, but instead SSG is wise to it. They're going to instead rotate that ball out of rat tunnel here through bottom middle. Just amazing chess matches being played here. There's a flank on one side, bottom mid. There's a flank on the tower side. Really just counter strategies being executed against each other. And these two teams still right here tied at the 39 mark.
Absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy what we're seeing on our screens right now. The QT away is going to keep Formal alive for a few seconds after getting that initial damage down. But now he's going to get straight back into the action. Teammates dropping around him though. Grabs the sniper rifle on his way to his shields coming back.
Stellar got the kill.
That should be one. But Stellar is still alive at the back of the tower. There's a body shot, but it's not the headshot that Formal wanted.
Formal does not take down Stellar top tower. If he doesn't switch the swipe there, I'm pretty sure he gets the kill. He prevents the kill back tower, and the whole set of plays here that follow would have been completely different.
Stellar now with that pistol trying to work alongside Legend flying through this tunnel, but now he finds himself as last alive, and that will be 4 dead momentarily for SSG, and it's OpTic now who grabbed that oddball, and with the grenades flying into them as well, we know where those spawns are coming in. Dead Zone grabs that ball.
Eco trades, but it will still mean that SSG has to construct an entirely new push. Pressure already coming in here, Formal with the camo, and a 5-point lead to stay alive in not just the round, but in the grand final. Can they do it?
Moments like this is when the shots that you hit matter even more. OpTic continuing just to tick that score up.
Wow.
In their favor, but here comes the push from SSG. The nades fly in, the ball is going to be rotated away. Dead Zone manages to find one. That's going to be 2 now. Falling for SSG as Legend will have to try and survive.
Legend knows he needs a kill, he needs the damage.
Spotted out.
That's why he's playing this very carefully here. It's just a 10-point game with 70 seconds left.
1v1 with Dead Zone. It's going to be a trade. 3 dead on the side of OpTic Gaming, and now the race for the oddball will be won by Eco. He will have in his hands. And even though OpTic works so hard to get that lead, that might be changing in just a few seconds' time.
Formal's already forward up the map. You see him leading with a sniper rifle. Almost gets punished for that angle. Can he stay alive?
Eco's behind him. Eco's behind him, gets one. But Lucid will be there to trade those kills out. Throws it off the map. It is a tied game here. 55-55.
Unbelievable. 2v2 on the map. The QT does not pay for Lucid. He will get taken down. That means the sniper rifle will trade hands as well in just a moment here. What can Bound do? 40 seconds left. As you say, tie game.
Tie game. Less than 40 seconds left. Bound with the sniper rifle.
Oh boy.
Hit these shots, win your team the game. First body will be cleaned up. Everybody knows how important these next few moments are. It's a smart play from SSG. They go for the extra second, but OpTic are there. And now Bound has even more pressure on his shoulders as he's last alive here for SSG. He's going to be challenged for the rat tunnel. He finds one, but 3 players from OpTic. It's going to be too much to deal with, and OpTic will come away with that ball.
They flood. 14 seconds left. Here comes the pressure. Off of the damage.
Legend gets one. Legend will find one. Oddball is going to be down, but it's a 1-second advantage here for OpTic Gaming. Legend will find 2.
Formal last player alive. That's going to be it.
They grab the
will
ball.
be 4 dead.
He grabs the ball. They get into the lead. The coldest man in the venue. And his name is Legend. Spacestation Gaming from the elimination bracket win a nail-biter final round of oddball to send us back to the beginning of a fresh new series. But will we have a fresh winner? Will OpTic Gaming be able to get over the line, or will it be a second place finish again? So many stories, so many questions to have answered, and we're starting off here on Aquarius Capture the Flag.
A real test of endurance here this evening. Of course, already 1 series under their belt, and now we dive deep into our 2nd series. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your first grand final reset of the 2024 season. It's Space Station versus OpTic, everything to play for.
Difficult to highlight a player that's been outstanding because everybody on the main stage has had their moments, but this man, you saw in some of the stats, and he's going to be the player that usually is the one for OpTic, who can drag them through tight moments with something just a little bit special. Overshield is going to go their way off the rip here, so OpTic have early advantage, and they also, smartly, I would say, move over towards the gen side to make sure that green gun isn't off the stand as well.
Nice routes, nice prioritization, and checking of corners coming in for Lucid here as he makes his way towards the back of the base. He knew there'd be pressure, but he is ready for the task. That's 3 dead. Stellar last player alive here. The gen run begins for OpTic Gaming.
Stellar picks up another kill, though. That's going to make it a little bit more of a kind of stutter step run, you would imagine. However, Trippy, in that feed, finds one. Overextension may be coming in here, and you can see that Lucid is just going to double back here. He knows that this isn't going to be a clear run home.
Pauses for just a second, as you say, has to fight from the connector. Very nice angle. The grenade, somehow he stays alive, and the run will continue.
2 dead on the side of SSG. Maybe the timing window has started to open. Lucid's going to slide this one home, and OpTic retaliate. From the disappointment of the previous game that we were watching, they will strike first here. It's 1-0, and that is a massive moment mentally for OpTic Gaming.
And so beautifully executed by Lucid. How about the fact that he goes to the connector, he pauses for a second, he helps with the top-mid battle on Bound, still challenges somehow, puts himself in a position that's so difficult to nade, he stays alive, and he continues the run. And within just 1 minute 30, they score that first flag. They lead 1-0 as we look for the next overshield.
Pressure still coming in from OpTic Gaming as well. It's 2 dead, making 3 dead momentarily for Space Station. OpTic still putting the pressure on the base. You can see shields being broken in the back of it. Everybody from SSG at the moment is essentially trapped in and around the back of their base. It's only Bound who's trying to extend on the pink side to get out. And as that overshield comes up as well, the map control will evolve into an overshield pickup. The second one in a row for OpTic.
Legend doing everything he can to peek shoot along with Eco, but guess what? The overshields plus Formal's gun skill is going to equal a lot of kills coming in. They've already cleaned up 2.
Formal's still got a little bit of overshield to play with as well. Bound's trying to chip away at it. Bound slides out to the front of the base as well, but Formal is still being a nuisance. Great play from Bound.
Let's see if this flag goes. We'll talk about that Bound play more, but I think with the 3 dead, this flag should still go for OpTic Gaming.
P1, the next piece of attention that needs to be taken care of. And OpTic Gaming will take care of that second flag. 2-0. Lucid having a really good start to this game, and I'm talking about his assists. Very standout here. Only died the once. 6 assists to his name, leads the lobby, and now picks up another kill.
Beautifully done. OpTic, by the way, not only leading 2-0 on the scoreboard, they're outslaying 23-13. It's an unbelievable opening from them in the grand finals reset.
Bound looking to find his reticle onto Formal. Legend is there just in time, and now Bound can turn his attention and repay the favor. The teamwork starting to click here. It's 3 dead for OpTic Gaming.
That's what I'm talking about. Bound is an absolute nuisance. He will sneak into your low gen. He will avoid every grenade, sneak around the crates, and he will be impossible to take down. It was 3 dead. It's all fridge spawns. Spacestation Gaming bringing the flag home.
This one's going to go home. Nobody is in position whatsoever from OpTic Gaming to stop this one. How quick was that run, by the way, from Legend? Out the front of the window. Here's the slide into bottom middle. And before OpTic Gaming even have a chance to look at where that flag is going up from the respawn screen, we have their advantage halved here. 2-1 in the favor of OpTic.
Makes things a little bit more interesting here. Just about 4 minutes of play. Of course, we're also keeping an eye on power-ups very soon, but just about 4 minutes of play and 3 flags total. OpTic Gaming still leading, but you get the feeling that Space Station has a little bit more aggression here.
In the hand go up from Bound. Have to wonder if there's a little bit of an issue. And it looks like that might well be the case. So at 2-1, we will get this game restarted. Organizations, OpTic Gaming, one of the most popular, all the fan base, and with that comes a lot more pressure. But good news, everybody. We're back into the game. We apologize for the delay. It's going to be 2-1 in the favor of OpTic Gaming. Just before the restart, it was indeed SSG who managed to get their first flag on the board to answer back. But Bound flying into the back of the base already, trying to put the pressure onto OpTic.
So impressed with the pressure Bound has been applying all weekend long. That's another example there. He flies in, gets some very good damage on Trippy the spawner, and also is able to trade with Lucid in the end. Trippy, though, they hold. They were 3 dead, so it's a very good hold from OpTic Gaming off of the opening rush.
Trippy's going to have to hold up multiple players, though. They're flying in here. SSG, they're trying to get that flag moving. The rest of OpTic looked like they were trying to overextend out on that P side, but look, from the outline that you can see from Eco as he picks up the kill on the base, the rest of his teammates are taking care of things on the pink side, and that flag is moving.
Devastating here from Eco. It's a very clean battle. Legend about to go from high gen. Now the flag should go. The pillars will provide the cover, and the flag will go in. We're tied 2-2 here. SSG scores within 65 seconds.
SSG's response has been absolutely phenomenal from this restart. Tied up at 2-2. Remember, they were 2-0 down just a few moments ago. 6 minutes 40 left on this game clock as well. And with the speed and the efficiency of these flag pools, it feels like every time it starts to move, it ends up going home for both of these teams. Formal going to find one as that first pick, though. Legend now trying to turn it into a more equal number game. but finds himself having to chase Formal down. That will do it. 2 versus 2 on the map at the moment. Legend is furthest forward for SSG, but he's been spotted out.
Flag gonna be pulled as well. 2 players trapped in the low gen. The pressure comes in right away from Trippy. They need to get this one. They need to get these kills clean. It's a good forced trade that comes in there for the side of Stellar. In the end, the flag will go back. 3 dead for OpTic Gaming.
Finally, SSG can break out of their base. It's Bound, who does not ever need to be asked twice about holding forward and getting up the map. Timing not quite there for him. Look how those shots coming in from Lucid, by the way. That was not an easy fight. You felt like he was on the back foot for most of it, but somehow came out with a kill.
In the end, the kills are traded out so fast. It's amazing to watch this level of play. Formal grabs the overshield. We'll see what he can do, but it feels like anytime damage goes down on the map, those kills are at least traded out, and that tells you the intentionality and the fantastic execution coming out of both of these teams.
Oh, Formal, that's a big 5-shot. Perfect shots coming in from him, and now he turns it into a double. He's got Legend in front of him as well. Formal is hungry for triples, and he'll find it. The flag is moving for OpTic, and it's all down to Formal.
That's what you want Formal doing, getting triples in the back of the base while that flag is already being run by Dead Zone here.
Incredible individual play. Bound is going to try and slide out front base, but Formal's not going to fall for it this time, and OpTic Gaming, they will get that flag on the board. Now they're up by 1. It's 3-2.
Such an important answer back from OpTic Gaming. I think as everyone saw that second flag go in for SSG, the question was not only how will OpTic look on the map, but how will they feel momentum and energy-wise. And Formal stepping up in a big way. It's a killing spree. 3 dead there for SSG.
Formal still alive in your base is a problem. He finds 2, a little bit of help from Trippy, and with 4 dead, Formal chooses to run it towards Lucid on the pink side. And Lucid will find that kill onto the respawner of Stella. This is another opportunity here for OpTic.
That's essentially 6 straight kills there. They haven't even been taken down. There's been no counter from SSG. It's still 2 dead. This flag will go.
OpTic will put this one home. And OpTic will be 1 flag away from taking the first game in our reset.
What a response here from OpTic Gaming. They found themselves essentially receiving end of 2 back-to-back flag caps across the reset, but right away they wake up, they get right back into the game, and now leading 4-2, 1 flag away from taking game number 1.
I mean, we like to be self-deprecating sometimes and talk about how ridiculous the term Perfect Halo is. However, Formal is kind of playing Perfect Halo, and he gets the kill onto Legend, even when he had no right to.
From the grave, ceiling bounce from the courtyard. Formal ending that entire spree with style. Beautiful stuff from him in the reset. He's 7-5.
Well, SSG have been under the cosh for the last few minutes, and now, finally, they've got something to celebrate. It's Stella who has an overshield, and OpTic are trapped in the back of their base. And even though they have a 2-flag advantage... Oh no!
On paper, it's a ninja. You might debate whether it was or not, but most importantly, Trippy gets the back whack on Stellar on the flag. It's an absolutely huge route from him to shut down the SSG pull.
It's not just that, he kills 1 player on the flag just beforehand, and I think Stellar just expected that kill to at least be traded out. It wasn't. And then before he knows it, Stellar is walking forward to fight another player in the back of the base, and Trippy is just presented with an opportunity to neutralize that overshield with the back smack, and now Legend is finding out how a back smack feels himself.
Dead Zone double kill. He sits in the gen corner. Sneaky gen corner. He's not done yet. Finally, Eco will take him down as it's 3 players stacking on the SSG side here.
OpTic fans starting to pipe up a little bit as well. Trying to get behind their team, trying to refocus them, remotivate them. In this second best of 7, I mean, this game in itself is crazy. Has a double kill and a beatdown is going to go down to Trippy.
Immediately countered by a break the wall chant coming in from this SSG wall of noise here. Their hometown crowd getting very loud. 2:25 left on the clock.
3 dead for OpTic Gaming. Stella, this time with no overshield, but a very similar position to what we saw him in a few moments ago. The clock may be starting to become somewhat of a factor here for SSG as well as we approach the 2-minute mark in this game. 2 players from OpTic trapped on the gem, but great damage output means that Stella will fall as well. And SSG have to reset once more.
We do have to say it would be very SSG if they were to somehow find a way to close this out, but with less than 2 minutes left, as you say, it is going to be a very difficult task ahead of them.
Overshield coming up as well. Dead Zone will be taken down. Stella now trying to move forward to get a touch on this flag. An individual fight is going to be won, and they get the touch. OpTic Gaming are 3 dead. And Lucid is the only player who is on the map right now, even though the flag is the way. As he runs past it, He's going to get the return himself. Legend finds a kill on the respawner. And with 1 minute and 30 seconds left in this game, we have a 1 flag game.
Legend gets the next kill as well. It's still 3 dead, 4 dead for OpTic Gaming. Dead Danger for spawner.
He's going to come off spawn, and they're going to look to double cap here. Stella now turns his attention from running the flag to slaying OpTic Gaming members. The flag is moving. It's back at the base. It's back-to-back for SSG. And we're tied up at 4-4.
We said it would be a very SSG thing to do to cap within 2 minutes. They cap within 45 seconds, and both flags go in. Unbelievable. We're tied 4-4 with 1 minute left.
And what have OpTic got in response? It's been an absolute whirlwind of the last 40 seconds or so that they've been trapped in. And OpTic with 2 dead and 1 coming off from the respawn might be in danger of a few seconds ago being 2 up and losing this game.
I cannot believe my eyes. Some of the best Halo we've seen played all weekend in the last 3 minutes, from Spacestation Gaming to back-to-back counter cap with 7 consecutive slays to bring those flags home. Next flag wins.
Are we going to go to overtime here? Not for the first time in this series. Legend wants to end it here. He wants to end it now. The return will come in, but he's going to sneak past. 1v1 in the back of the base. A little bit of help coming in for OpTic. Legend recognizes it, tries to play his life elsewhere. Eco's going to find one, doubles back, can't get the kill, but OpTic have lost 2.
Was good damage. Can they convert? That's the question. You look at the stack here. OpTic Gaming now trying to push out high gen. They're going to push out front.
Should deal with Eco pretty handily here, and the timer will tick down, and we are going into overtime. Wow, this series, man.
Going into sudden death overtime, these two teams in the reset are tied up 53 slays apiece and 4 flags on the board. They could not be any closer. Next flag will win in sudden death overtime.
In overtime, that overshield can be everything. If you win this opening fight, if you get that overshield, you might be able to just win that game. OpTic are 2 dead, and Stella has that overshield.
2 will fall for OpTic. 2-man advantage. Here comes the push from Stellar.
He's going to be hoping it doesn't go the same way as it did before. 2 players in the back of the base. He's going to try and leave him there. He's going to force this. He's got the help from top middle. Stella's away. Stella's sliding. And from 2 flags down, Trip is the only player alive. SSG rising like a phoenix on this game. And they will claim number 1. And recreate it they will need to do if they want to answer back, as they find themselves down 1-0 after one of the craziest games of Aquarius capture the flag you will ever see. Street Slayer. It's been a long series. Is where we find ourselves going next here in SLC. We're back into our grand finals. We're back into our reset, and we are in to game number 2.
Cannot wait to get underway here just to see how these teams go at each other at the throat. SSG versus OpTic Gaming. SSG leads in game number 1 here. Can they go up 2-0, or will OpTic repeat on Street Slayer and bounce back? Looks like neither just yet. I'm still hearing shots though, and Stellar's still playing.
Maybe
that was bound.
I think we have to cast the game from the reflection of their faces.
Okay, right now he's probably Pink Street.
Okay, here we go. We're back into the game, everyone. No harm done. Only the 1 kill on the board. It's going to be OpTic Gaming who do get out to the first kill. Camo's going to be up bottom middle. And it looks like OpTic might be able to get away with it. Or maybe Lucid is just looking for shadows. And he is chasing shadows at the moment.
Ooh, look at this,
Stella who sneaks away.
Decides to shoot there from plants. In the end, does not get punished. He somehow gets out in the end. But what a low-scoring opening, by the way. 3 kills registered in the first minute of play.
Stella still has the camo, most importantly here, and he's spotting out where OpTic Gaming are going to be spawning. So Stella has a chance to just sneak in and not be seen. Maybe play for information, maybe play for damage.
Ooh.
Camo disappears at just the wrong time. He's going to be pushed, he's going to be flooded out, and OpTic set the trap, but has he created enough of a distraction here for the rest of SSG to move in?
Clock strikes midnight at just the wrong time there. 3 will fall though. Formal's your last player alive, and in the end they capitalize on the damage and on the information that came from the camo driveway push. Off of your opening, Space Station will lead 6-2.
And sometimes, like we just saw from the point of view of Stella, it's not just about getting the kills, it's about getting the information, creating the diversion for the rest of your teammates to capitalize on that damage. And SSG do exactly that. 6-2 the lead now.
Really low scoring here. We're 2 minutes in, only 8 kills registered. That tells you just how much is on the line here, how much respect is being shown as Bound hits a nice perfect with the red gun.
Not an easy angle. Tees another one up. And we'll come away with 2. Camo coming up as well at the perfect time for SSG as they can play off the back of Bound's damage.
Bound still dealing damage. Retires and he's not done. They cannot take him down. Somehow he's still alive. They lead 9-4. Let's get into a listen-in with Spacestation Gaming.
Yeah, on Shoddy.
Someone get back to A tower.
On Shoddy and C.
Someone get back to A tower.
On
On disruptor. One B stairs, one's going driveway. I'm looking heaven. I'm looking heaven. You don't have help. Kevin. You don't have help. Can I go help Bound, guys?
There you go. The top seat.
There's a guy in red room, 100%. Go help Bound. Stay close. Yo, 3 left. Driveway, B
Yo, watch out
stairs.
B stairs. Watch out B stairs.
Ice cream one. Watch ice cream. Watch ice cream. Watch ice cream.
Watch the top B. Watch the top C.
Hey, B-roll legend. Last 2 B guys.
Oh yeah, B stairs.
B stairs. Watch shot Bound.
I'm trash, Kevin. I'm trash.
Shoddy.
Jump for it.
Pull shields.
Told me, absolutely. It's going back trash. One's up front seat.
Yo, we should go A tower. We should get. There's a guy. Drive on back tower right now.
B stairs now.
Stairs on back tower right now. Back tower right now.
Steps back tower.
2 B stairs, guys. We gotta run this.
Steps and trash. Steps and trash. They're all B side. No, 3 guys B side. Sorry, 3 guys.
Spawn C. Let's go purple.
Bottom.
Let's come back. Let's come back.
Some panic.
Tower.
You need a shot.
Weak vision.
I'm pushing cafe.
Tower problem.
I'm gonna walk through this.
Look at vision. Just over there. One is back tower. Zane.
You like
Back
told.
tower, back PD weak.
Watch out back PD. Weak back PD.
Watch out on me. Good.
Nice.
Laundry start.
Watch out laundry. Looking for one.
Come on.
It could be an arcade. You want to clear arcade or no?
Yeah, probably arcade, 100%.
Well, let me check PD.
Ivy, just spawn Ivy.
Check PD.
Don't see anyone knocking.
Ivy. Hey, red room.
Come on guys, Camel 10, do we have shroud?
Look for it. It's...
No.
Hey, right. Yo, B stairs.
Yeah, there.
2 left side. There's 3. I think there's 3 left side, guys. I'm watching arcade.
Okay, two arcade.
I'm heaven. Arcade really stock. Arcade really stock.
Two there.
Spikes, one shot.
Watch out.
Weak spikes. I keep you live. He's benches. On shoddy.
Come on.
Last guy shoddy. Get out.
Top tower, weak top tower.
Yo, don't let him cross. Don't let him cross. Going trash. Yo, shoddy. 2 guys shoddy.
Two guys not shady weak. Two guys weak.
Yeah, camo, right?
No, I cut him.
Oh, okay, good call.
I'm just sitting here.
Look at the score. Look at the score. Cafe weak.
Top tower trying to
Okay, I have a repulse. I have you bound.
It's cafe. I can walk in this cafe. Just look at it.
No, we don't.
SSG established a dominant lead in this game, number 2 now. And Andy, there was a lot that you wanted to take away from not just the listening, but the gameplay that we've seen in the last few moments as well.
Yeah, I love the comms coming in from the SSG side without a doubt. One thing you might have noticed, though, there was a moment where Bound and a teammate spawned back A. Now, instead of challenging everyone around the courtyard, they actually go to Neons. They go to top Pink Street. From an awkward angle, they keep each other alive with the Shroud, and then they retake A on their own. Really non-traditional and probably frustrating approaches to that setup coming in from the SSG side. OpTic Gaming is feeling it. They're down 23-14.
OpTic have got to find a foothold in this game, and you feel like the next opportunity to get a power-up is going to be the one that presents itself. Lucid and Trippy, though, maybe they'll find a way forward themselves, and all of a sudden SSG are trying to scarper away. The last player is going to be Stellar. He'll have his shields broken, and you would imagine in a few seconds should be another kill added to the collection. He does indeed fall. So OpTic with a fantastic push now find themselves in a position where that gap doesn't quite feel as big.
As you say, 6 kills and 6 minutes left on the clock. A lot of time for OpTic to find a way through, but they need to make that happen now. We're at the midway point here, 25 on the board for Space Station.
He's going to slide out bottom middle, that's going to be Legend, and it felt like OpTic just a little bit disjointed in what they wanted to do there. Did they want to go up the map quickly? Deadzone was staying back in Tram, maybe trying to block the spawns, but it ended up with everybody getting isolated by the respawners of SSG, and look at this damage coming in from Legend.
What do you even do? Look at Legend just holding it down for Bound. We talked about this duo all evening long, just absolutely holding down the sidelines for Bound to come flying in. The Bash brothers, they now lead 30-19. No! Oh, God! Hits him with the ninja as well.
3 dead for OpTic, and that one hurt. Stella finds the final kill onto Deadzone, and now we are starting to look at Space Station Gaming with the kind of lead that might become insurmountable pretty soon. This red gun in the hands of Legend, by the way, is absolutely absolutely ridiculous.
Actually, might
he
be
hasn't missed.
Might be illegal in the state of Utah. Luckily, we don't have too much law enforcement present in the building. Otherwise, that could be a lot of trouble here in terms of legality. 37-21, and the damage continues for the side of SSG. Bound is 15, 6, and 7.
Well, let's remember, it was OpTic Gaming who were doing this to SSG the last time that they met up on this game type. SSG have gone away. They've watched the VODs. They've put in the work, and now they're saying to OpTic, you've got to try and come up with something new.
Just doesn't back down. He's just challenging everyone. His ability to challenge multiple targets in between the battles he's already in is unbelievable. 3 dead, though, for SSG. And the trade comes in there in the end for Stellar and Formal, bringing us now to 40-27. Now, is this possible for the side of OpTic Gaming? Yes, but it will need to be consecutive, perfect plays coming out of them.
Found peeking through the smokes. Formal going to find one, but Trippy's going to be there to follow up as well. Deadzone will be taken down. It's a double kill for Legend, just playing off the damage. He's looking for 3 here, and he's going to hit the 5! You knew he was going to hit the 5!
Somebody stop this man. Finally, he's taken down on the commando, but not before dealing an outrageous amount of damage, not only in the game, but also on the scoreboard. Less than 4 minutes of play, but more importantly, less than 6 kills to go for SSG.
Bound just trying to bait out this player on the B stairs as well. Get some damage down, should be able to follow up and add another kill. Trippy will escape for now, but Bound knows that he can chase. Unfortunately, doesn't check both ways when he crosses the road, and Trippy will escape.
In the end, Bound will escape as well. So you're just seeing absolute games of cat and mouse. Uses the Geo to avoid the grenade on the B stairs as well very nicely. And it's still an 11-kill game. Formal, though, with the camo in hand.
Been spied out! Formal's been spied out! SSG with the camo eyes, I'm not sure who it is. It was Bound who saw him, and now it's going to be Eco who follows up. So the one thing for OpTic that goes their way in the last few moments just gets evaporated.
The comms would have been amazing there from SSG because they knew they flushed Formal out of the L, and the players on trash. Go ahead and look at him. 4 kills to go for SSG.
(17-9) is Bound. Eco, he adds another one. +1 for him at the moment. And it's +2 in the series for SSG. They are up 2-0. But if it's 2-1,
right,
and you look at that series, it feels so doable to turn a series on its head.
It just happened, right? OpTic was leading 2-1, and we already know where we are now. Absolutely possible if OpTic Gaming can get this game on the board.
Well, let's see if OpTic can answer back. Let's see if there's still some juice in the tank from the green wall. But they're going to have to overcome one of the best teams at Strongholds, the undefeated team here in Salt Lake City on Strongholds in SSG.
So much riding here for the side of OpTic Gaming, and you have to wonder, do they have not only the endurance and the stamina, but the heart and the fight to think about their entire season so far and how much that has weighed on them? Repeat it, back-to-back-to-back second places. Never taking home the title this year. Can they dig deep as Trippy wins the opening battle?
Something as simple as an opening break being won for you can just help. Legend last alive and even helps OpTic Gaming out himself by nading himself. B is going to be flipped. OpTic will score early here. It's just something to give them a little bit of confidence, and a win like that from Lucid also will.
A nice win indeed. Lucid making sure to just challenge that bat angle in the end. If you take a look at the POV here, Bound will be the one on your screen. Just trying to reset, but really good bat ledge hold coming in. Look at that from Trippy as well. Just nice pipes control continually from the side of OpTic Gaming, already up 22-0.
Let's think of the few moments that happened already in this game. You see the individual battle bottom middle for the camo being won by Trippy. Yes, it gets traded out. Then you see Lucid with the 1v1 win. All of these things added on top of the opening break going the way of OpTic Gaming, and the scoring will be something that just lifts the spirits. It just gets them going. It just gets the belief back. And with 40 points already on the board, and we've seen the triple cap being flirted with as well, OpTic will all of a sudden be locked back in for this series.
It is just as you say. They needed something to grab hold of, something to give them the hope in this series. They found it across the opening. They already crossed the 50-point mark uncontested.
Wow. And then Bound comes and does that to you. Deadzone will fall. As Spacestation will flip A here and will start to begin scoring for the first time in this game. 53 points without response. It was a strong start from OpTic.
Amazing prioritization specifically of the bat ledge here. Finally, Bound's gonna maybe get away with the shock. but I may have spoken too soon. Look at the pressure that's coming in from OpTic Gaming. Trippy's going to close it out. OpTic Gaming has been staring at the bat ledge and batteries this entire game, and it's been great prioritization as they continue it. 4 dead here for SSG.
Big moment for OpTic Gaming, and one thing I really want to talk about here, I feel like Strongholds is forcing OpTic just to up the pace a little bit here. As soon as they're getting damaged, they're moving across the map. They're trying to collapse, and off of the back of it, they have this triple cap, they have this lead, and Trippy has that next camo. Won't be able to do too much with it, but as now we flip over to the point of view of Lucid, you can see that the power is starting to stack for them.
It's a really good job from Eco to bait that out from Sneaky. He forces the camo to be traded out and doesn't even get taken down himself. It's a very, very good strategic and tactical play coming in from Eco and a play call from all of SSG. However, through all of that, Legend picks up another one. In the end, they might start to trip. B will be flipped, so it will be an AC hold likely in just a moment. That is going to be coming in, but it's already 91-23 in favor of OpTic.
Oh, Formal, that is big. It's a triple kill for him. Eco last alive. A little respawner going to come in to help him out, but that kind of play, not only does it help secure B, but it just keeps the scoring from getting out of hand and the momentum starting to stack up on the side of SSG again. Every time it feels like SSG maybe are going to have the chance to get something going, OpTic has shut it down at the moment.
Up is scoring once again with BC Legend. Look, once again, he can't move. It's been amazing how they've been focusing these team shots around B. As A will start to flip, B will be traded out for A. And still, OpTic Gaming will be scoring here now with an AC hold. It's a great response from OpTic.
And here comes the push. Here comes the aggression from OpTic. They know that they're going to be spawning them in and around the pipes. They know what the kills that they've gotten, where Last Alive is, that they can start to collapse. So Formal steps forward, takes that fight, wins it, and keeps SSG on the back foot. OpTic are posing them some questions here, and it's exactly what they needed to do.
Let's not forget, though, the last time that we saw Strongholds played between these two teams, it was OpTic Gaming leading 150-0. We've been here before. OpTic Gaming has been here before. They know the game is far from over.
Formal trying to slide across the mid-bridge here and cut the map, but not going to be able to. And SSG, now with 2 in the death screen and a triple cap of their own, are probably thinking about deja vu, because this is almost the exact same situation as we saw earlier.
Bound does not pop. It looks like maybe even intentionally does not pop. Wanted to get to safety, maybe keep the camo in play. However, 2v2 on the map. Very good response from OpTic.
Formal's going to capture B as well. Dead Zone is inside of C, so that should be the triple cap stifled, unless the reset comes in. And yes, indeed, Stella with the timing just to flood through the tower and keep it in their control. Trippy will finally take him down, but those seconds that have now been taken away will mean that SSG continues to score. Eco last alive, though, and OpTic will be able to flip A.
Where did that camo go? Might have staged C stairs. Not sure if anybody was able to grab it just yet. Might have despawned, actually. Eco taken down as well.
Formal 11-6 in this game at the moment with a shock rifle. He's starting to hit some heads as well, and this is good news for OpTic. If Formal starts to find the form we found a little bit earlier,
I think Eco remembers where it was. Okay. Eco had been starting to pick up camo. He got brained. I had a feeling Eco was picking up camo at the C stairs. He gets brained before he's picked up, so Bound actually now grapples it and can make a play here.
Bound will go in, and Bound will find one as well. Still has the camo to play with. OpTic Gaming now find themselves 2 dead, and the shock rifle will be out of their hands as well. SSG will flip to A. They will have an AC hold as Bound continues his little run.
Just when you thought OpTic Gaming was pulling away and Formal was heating up with the shock, somehow they keep that camo alive in one of the most delayed camo grabs we've seen all year.
Bound almost managed to turn 2 there. You felt like things were starting to go his way. Trippy waiting for the flank to come in. I don't know if he knows there's someone behind him. He's going to find out right now. Legend is going to be that player. It looked like he was aware that something wasn't quite right in that situation.
You could absolutely tell by his movement, by the way he was moving around the map, that he knew something was present in the end. 2 will fall for OpTic here.
SSG with the BC hold. Legend now going back to defend and create some angles to help out these players and his teammates who may be having to play around B to defend that themselves. Catches Trippy. And we'll deal with him very, very comfortably.
Look at the score.
Great awareness coming in from the Frenchman. Lucid going to be next for him. He'll challenge. He'll beat him down. He gets the trade. And all of a sudden, that 100-point lead that we were talking about has disappeared. OpTic inside of B. Formal going to be challenged by Bound. Won't get the reset. But the camo goes over to OpTic.
2v2, dead zone with camo. What does he do here? Likely going to finish. And then after, contested by Legend.
Legend with the nades. A little bit of help comes in. Dead zone will get the conversion of B. Now he has to avoid the grenades that are going to be coming his way from elsewhere. Space Station find themselves 2 dead. And finally, OpTic will just calm things down a little bit here. A and B will be their hold. Fight going down inside of A, and surprise, surprise, Legend's going to win it. Dead Zone, he's got some work to do, but it's pretty light work for the player.
So well done from Dead Zone. Can you believe the trigger discipline with the camo? The way he moves around the batteries, he doesn't challenge Stellar on stacks, and only because of that can he then swing to A to clean up the damage. It was looking dicey for OpTic at the 145 mark, but they once again here now lead by a sizable margin.
Stellar will find one onto Formal to create a little bit of space. And now you're seeing the big push coming in from SSG, and it's not just a big push here over at A. You can see B is being flipped as well. They don't quite get the conversion, and OpTic will reset B as well, but inside of A now Stellar should be able to turn this in the favor of SSG, but look at C. It's OpTic out-rotating SSG.
Stellar doing everything he can. He was the last player alive. He wins that 1v1 in the back, otherwise this would have been even more dangerous for SSG. He holds down. They will flip B now, and they start scoring it again.
Stellar with a shock. Trippy's in front of him. Trippy's below him. Trippy singed and dealt with, but manages to get that trade. OpTic still 2 dead though.
Big trade coming in for Trip. It leads to 2 dead here for SSG. The shots from Eco, and immediately starts screen watching this guy, making it look way too easy.
Easy to screen watch when you know there's only one player alive on the other side. You're not going to be taking too many battles yourself. And SSG now just a few points away from going into a lead. We've seen this before from SSG. Even if they're down in a game, they will find a way to rally back, and they will go into a lead.
This would be devastating here. You couldn't write a better story, though. In the end, Trippy trades with the camo off of a great counter coming in. 2 dead for OpTic, and you thought for a second that that was OpTic's ticket back in. But the camo is neutralized, and SSG will keep scoring. They cross the 200-point mark.
Stellar now on the hunt as well. Numbers favor OpTic, but only for a few moments. Stellar's going to chase. Dead Zone will survive though. And Dead Zone inside a B here with a beautiful, beautiful and such a vital nade. Should be in a position to help OpTic get B. Trippy now in a 1v1 himself. He'll lose that in and around B, but elsewhere you can see on your screen, Eco, he's going to flip C. B is going to go to Space Station as well, and there is a triple cap almost.
Oh boy.
And it is now in effect for SSG.
I don't even know how much time we're going to have to talk about this unless OpTic Gaming gets some serious aggression on the board and some very important kills in this 2v2.
Eco going to be flanking behind the player at A. The 1v1 at the bottom of the elevator. Trippy will be taken down! OpTic will flip B, but Eco with that kill should be able to control elevator.
They needed that trade. They at least needed that trade here.
He knows
as A starts to flip.
Lucy's going to challenge. This is a massive moment. If Lucid hits this, he'll get the reset. SSG, though, they will slide in and they will get the conversion of A. They will continue to score.
Legend getting the timing there on A. Just in case the trade came in, he was ready, and he's even dealing a ton of damage over here. Dead Zone flying in to try to help the cause if he can. C will flip now, but its Space Station is already on B.
And it's Eco who's just dodging and diving around these pillars.
Whoa.
Challenge comes in. He's dealt with. A and B still the hold. Look at this from Eco, just peeking. As Stellar looks over his shoulder with his shock rifle, they're now 10 points away.
Oh boy, Formal gets taken care of as well now, just 5 points away.
SSG closing in on a 3-0 series lead. Lucid, the last hope for OpTic. He'll be dealt with, and SSG are 1 game away from being your champions.
And we now head to a King of the Hill Solitude, which could be your final game of the tournament.
It's been an epic so far, this grand finals. And in this reset, in front of their hometown crowd, Space Station now find themselves just 1 game away. Is there another twist here? Will OpTic keep us going? Or will we be crowning our champion? Let's watch a little bit of Eco and see how he starts this game.
Underway here in map number 4. And OpTic Gaming knows what's ahead of them because they've also played Space Station in this exact game type this weekend, and SSG took it 2-0 in the end. Can they do it again to close out the tournament?
Well, not a good start here for OpTic, a great start for SSG, and a great start for Eco as well. Formal last alive, as he will just sit in this hill and soak it up.
Great pre-nades as well as shots onto driveway as well. You've also got Bound with camo. It's a picture-perfect start here from SSG.
Come here. Bound finds one. Manages to survive for just one. Oh my god!
This is what I'm talking about. The guy can be in
is
3 separate battles at the time that it takes one person to engage. He is immediately checking every call out on the map, and Legend cleans up the damage.
Everybody on SSG right now is winning their fights. Everyone in SSG is playing at their highest level. And it just feels for OpTic that somebody has to find another gear at this point. 2/3 of this hill already going their way. As Legend just adds another kill to his collection.
Legend 3-1 here. Several players on the side of SSG have only been taken down once as they look to close out this hill. Essentially no progress for OpTic Gaming. And SSG still with a man advantage and still scoring.
Into OpTic are going to give this one up, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be SSG who get this first hill on the board. Or are they just going to try and apply a little bit of pressure here? Make them wait for it? The answer is no. They will go up by 1-0 as we move our way to our second hill.
3 dead here, 4 dead for SSG, so maybe an opportunity here for OpTic Gaming to breathe, to find a foothold at least in this game type to get them back in. They will start to score. All 4 players are up for SSG, and they will now formulate their push.
OpTic trying to find a foothold. 2 kills go their way, but on the other side of things, 2 kills go the other way. Legend with another individual win, this time on the back of BR. Second camo of the game will go to SSG as well. Everything seems to be lining up for them at the moment.
2 dead yet again here, and they will get the 3rd kill. Bound with the camo again. It feels like we're watching the same loop of gameplay over and over in terms of power-up control as well as slaying. SSG leading by 3 in the kills category.
Bound still behind enemy lines as well. You can see everyone is trapped on the snipe side for OpTic, and that is not a good sign with the hill is over the other side of the map here. Halfway. SSG to going up by 2. Bound is just killing spawners. They have to deal with him, and he's even doing damage onto a second with half shields.
That's the thing about Bound. It's hard enough to kill him, but it's also impossible to stop him from dealing the extra damage. Stellar just walks forward into Cafe and picks up a beautiful kill as well. 3 dead for SSG. It's a momentary 2v1 for OpTic Gaming.
I mean, OpTic will win the race, essentially, to this hill from blue as Bound collects the shock rifle. But they still have to take him down. They still have to be wary that he can just rip some heads. Oh, sweet Christmas.
Speaking of ripping heads, that's what he came to do here today. 2v2 on the map, only a tick needed for SSG. Here it is.
It's another example of when OpTic feel like they're doing everything right. They win the fight, they win the battle, they win the race, and then Bound just absolutely destroys you. There's nothing you can do when SSG are playing like this. It's 2-0.
If you wanted an indicator once again of just how well SSG is playing, they only won this game 2-0 in total the first time they played this against OpTic, and now with still 3:20 left on the clock, they are already leading 2-0, and they are showing no signs of slowing.
Eco sits in this hill. Bound's going to be pushing forward. Bound's confidence at the moment is something to behold. Willing to take any fight, willing to take any challenge. As the attention now turns to the camo. Former's going to find a pick. 2 dead here for SSG and OpTic with a few numbers on their side.
Eco, by the way, often the strategic mastermind of the team. This time he's also the slaying leader at 10-6. Lucid just gets absolutely eagle-eyed by the entire roster of SSG, and it's not the first time we've seen a camo or a power-up shut down by Spacestation Gaming.
Just incredible, incredible. The communication must have been there. They absolutely rip him out the skies with that camo. And it's not just one player who spots it out. Everyone on SSG turns their attention to him. Almost halfway to capping this 3rd hill, SSG gets a little bit dicey for a few moments. As for what I was about to say, feels like the first time in a while SSG have to fight with even numbers on the map.
Legend here wrapping around as they look for the S2 angle. Still hotel and cafe presence as you see on your screen. We should mention here, still 2:35 left in the game, and even though SSG is dominating in just about every category, there is time on the clock for OpTic to find a way back in here. Look at the hotel push. The perfect 2v1. In the end, Dead Zone manages to trade, which is pretty impressive in that scenario, but SSG scoring yet again.
Yeah, we'll take that if you're Dead Zone. Those shots coming in from Formal. Challenging Legend, winning it. Trades are not good for OpTic, though. You can see the numbers are starting to stack up. Formal finally steps inside of that hill, and it will be 2 dead on the side of Spacestation Gaming. Gets a little bit of info on where Bound is as well. Legend coming off the respawn to try and get alongside his teammate and roommate. And is this the moment for OpTic? Can they find something? Formal now last alive, and it just feels like everything's going against them.
The pressure there from Legend all the way from S2 the entire time to just keep dinging Formal long enough until Eco makes the bottom mid push Just so impressive, as you say. Trades come in there, Dead Zone's going to be happy to get out with that, but third time in a row, bound with the camo. It is perfect power-up control. Maybe not a perfect back whack, but still perfect power-up control from him. Look at that. Doesn't even worry about it. Focuses elsewhere. Knows that he's invisible, and now chooses a new target.
This is still being invisible really well.
Look at this.
Oh, he gets a second opportunity, a second bite of the cherry. He turns two. He knows he's done damage as well. And even though he whiffed a back smack a few moments ago, he makes up for it.
I love how he whiffs the back smack. He says, I'll get back to you later. I've got other things to worry about on the map. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Thank you for your patience. They will continue scoring.
It's another one for Bound. Two players from SSG trying to flush these players out from OpTic. Bound's going to challenge inside the hill. OpTic will be 2 dead. Legend looking to clean up Lucid in and around the hotel. Only 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this game for Space Station to close things out.
And over the last 2 minutes, keep in mind, no hill has been put on the board. Actually, 2 minutes plus of game time and much more elapsed total play time. They're going to start to play clock a little bit here as well. 1:06 left on the clock, still 2-0.
Looks like SSG want this third hill. They want to really put a dagger into OpTic Gaming. They really want to make a statement here. Formal trying to challenge. Lucid will find 2. But Lucid with no shields will fall as well. Dead Zone is the last alive. SSG will be up 3-0, and even Eco is getting loud on that main stage.
SSG don't want to just win this tournament. They want blood, and the entire SSG fan base here wants blood as well. 50 seconds left, and it's going to be insurmountable. 3-0 lead in game number 4.
You're looking across the stats. We've been talking about Bound, Stellar, Legend, but it's the IGL, the captain. Eco, 17-11. In a bracket reset game to potentially win this tournament. OpTic Gaming will know. It will be, most likely, another second place for them, another podium finish. With more work to do. But here in Salt Lake City, there's only one team that's going to be talked about, and that is the hometown team.
You know what's about to happen. This place is about to get loud. These people came here to see one thing, and we're now just 10 or so seconds away from that moment.
Double kill for Stella, thrust away from Lucid, but with Dead Zone the last alive, and with Bound stepping out this hill, it's 4 seconds until we can finally say that Space Station Gaming will be your SLC HCS Major Champions. They reset the bracket, and they do it in front of their home crowd.
Over 20 years of professional Halo Grand Finals we've watched, and this Grand Final is a historic one. SSG back-to-backs from Atlanta to Salt Lake City, and they do it in the most difficult fashion possible.
Make some noise, SLC, for your champions, for your hometown team. Space Station Gaming, the trophy belongs to you.
Salt Lake City, the back-to-back champions, Space Station Gaming! Wow! What a tournament that was! Make some noise for Eco! I got Coach Elamite up here with me. You're going to this grand finals knowing that you could take these boys down, knowing that you shouldn't have been down there on the lower side. Talk to me about how this feels to go 8-2 in the maps and dominate in the fashion in which y'all did.
We've had a few heartbreaking grand finals before where we weren't able to get the job done on the finals reset, so having that in mind coming into this, we're pretty happy we closed it out the way we did.
Definitely is, okay? And you won last year in this crowd, but talk to me, how's it playing in front of this crowd right here?
The most incredible crowd, being in the hometown as well. We've got all the SSG people here. We've got all the sponsorship. We got Oats Overnight here, the families, the friends, everybody, just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It was an amazing tournament indeed. Let me move on over here. I want to stand between Eco and Stellar. Eco, I talked to you last night, and you said we shouldn't be here, and you was going to get the job done today, and you got the job done in front of this crowd. How does this one feel? Because you won a lot of them, but how does this one rank up to the others?
I mean, I don't really know what I did. I'm just, being a good teammate, just letting these guys excel. But this one means everything. We knew yesterday that we would come back and do the same thing, and I told you guys I wouldn't let you down.
He didn't let you down, Salt Lake City. Let me move on over to somebody who radiates like no other. The Snipe God himself. Make some noise for Stellar. Stellar, you was playing out of your mind, and there's something special about Salt Lake City. What is it, and how does this win feel, man?
The vibes out here are just unlike anything else. But yeah, this one feels amazing. We almost failed, but we brought it back, got our shit together.
You definitely did bring it back. How proud are you of your teammates up here, especially this young duo standing next to you on your right?
They're the best players in the game.
The best players in the game. Are they good, Salt Lake? Let me move on down to this young buck duo right here, Bound and Legend. Man, Bound, you won your first event last year in Salt Lake City. You knew you had to come back and do it again for the city. Talk to me about how this one feels for you.
I mean, doing this from losers after we lost and winners, we had this mentality that if we make grand finals, we'd win. And I don't know, just actually doing it and seeing the fans and to put on for the city. So it was amazing.
Definitely was an amazing win, and we saw the documentary, you teaming with Legend, bringing him out to the States. Talk to me about how is it to win this one with him and what he brings to the team.
I mean, the guy's unbelievable, you know what I mean? Like, we picked him up and he won his first event with us. I know those pressures myself since it happened with these guys too, so the fact that we've won 3 out of 4 now, it's just insane. I don't know what else to say.
Absolutely insane. Now, step inside, Legend, okay? Can we make some noise for Legend, everybody? Definitely bring out the fire and the sparks fall. Man, Legend, you come to the States to cement your legacy. You win 2 events in the same season. You do it in Salt Lake City. How does it feel to be a champion yet again?
I'm so proud of my teammates because we were 2 kills away from getting top 12. We managed to win the tournament. It's actually insane. So really proud of my teammates. Anyway, thanks for the crowd. You guys are insane. I've never played with such an insane crowd. So thank you so much, guys.
Give it up for Legend and Spacestation Gaming, doing it yet again for Salt Lake City. Make some noise for your champions.